one of them in those playoffs. I don't know about you, Bea, but I've been thoroughly impressed by what they've been showing.
Yeah, I'm also very thoroughly impressed with all the Turkish teams doing so well for the entirety of the year and actually being able to keep it up for what it is right now. But I'm happy that the Challengers teams are doing so well.
For sure. And we need to remind everyone what's happening with playoffs as well, because there has been a little bit of confusion again on social media with when we're going to Barcelona, which teams are going to Barcelona. Bea, would you do the honors and help break it down once again?
I will do this again. I have the playoffs bracket here.
Moin Hakan, was geht?
It out of the play-in. As we said, Enterprise of Fireflax will be one of them. In fact, the teams that are already in those 4 teams that are in the final will fight for one of the upper bracket spots, right? So as I said, 4 teams from play-in. Let's see my writing.
So
we will put the upper bracket.
Moin Felix, moin
in the upper
Hakan,
bracket,
moin
so the
Sarah,
2
moin
teams that qualify without losing a single game here. And then the teams that make it through the lower bracket will be placed here. Remember that we will have a draw show at the end of the play-in to see which team will play against who. Now, important also as well, we've seen people and players also getting this a little bit wrong. All of this part we will do in Berlin. Woohoo! Not only here, but we will also go back to the other studio and we will have an audience,
16.
which
keine Watch
for the
Party
Challengers teams, that's going to be absolutely amazing, especially because we have SGE playing today, so kind of hoping that that they make it there. And then all of this other part, lower semi-final, upper final, we will be in Barcelona, everybody. Yay! Happiness. Yay. Okay, so I hope that you guys can make it through there. And do not forget, the 2 teams that make it into the grand final, they will go to champs, and then another 2 teams will make it on points. And I know that you might have also some
Nico, was hier los, alte Sieg oder was? Ja klar.
In this board that I can see perfectly, you see on the right all of these grayed out teams.
So
all of it. Let me close this in. All of these teams cannot make it on champs points.
Ja.
So for them, it's about if they can. As you can see, all the Challengers teams will be making it into that final that I just highlighted. But what about the rest of the teams? The teams that you see on the left here. So for Eternal Fire, Fnatic, and Mates, as you can see, because they're above this line, they needed to make it to playoffs, and they need to make that top 2 because, well, top 3 because, you know, they need to make it out of the play-in to begin with, right? When we speak about all the do or dies, especially for this 2 teams.
Heute eine Watch Party, ja. Ich habe in den letzten Tagen
you know, surprises over there.
so viel gespielt. Ich habe wirklich, also ich hatte ja diesen Jessie-Thorn und am Anfang lief es auch gut und jetzt am Ende hat es ein bisschen mit der Konzentration gefadet. Deswegen, ich kann kein Rank mehr spielen. Vielleicht offline, aber heute machen wir nur Watch Party. Morgen könnten wir actually ein bisschen Rank spielen. Und dann Freitag machen wir Early Rank.
In that playoffs bracket. So even if they were to bomb out of this play-ins, there's still a chance that they make it on points.
Auf jeden Fall, ich bin ein bisschen kaputt durch Ranked. Die letzten Games haben gar keinen Spaß mehr gemacht, beziehungsweise, I don't know, das war ein bisschen anstrengend. Mal kurz wieder machen. Hallo, Miguel, was geht? So, kurz Auto machen.
And honestly, I'm giving them no excuses today. You get, what, 3 extra days compared to your opponents?
Ja, Frankfurt muss heute gewinnen, damit die morgen weiterspielen. Falls Frankfurt heute raus ist, Frankfurt weg. Dann spielt bald Frankfurt nicht mehr. Das ist ein bisschen schade. Ansonsten, wie war euer Tag? War euer Tag super? Hat es heute bei euch Spaß gemacht? Oder sagt ihr, okay, heute ein bisschen doof. Erzählt mir ein bisschen. Wie war euer Tag? Oh, ich habe den Timer noch hier. Bevor es gleich weitergeht. Hi, Rote Beete, was geht? Frankfurt, Watch Party. So, muss ich mal ganz kurz noch eine Story posten. Heute, wie gesagt, heute machen wir auch nur das Frankfurt-Game. Ich bin unfassbar müde und ich möchte auch sehr gerne Uncut-Content posten. Dementsprechend nur das Frankfurt-Game heute. Ich bin echt ein bisschen kaputt vom Subathon. Ich brauche da noch ein bisschen Energy noch taken. Hi GTM, hallo, wie Beta verstehe ich, seitdem ich umgezogen bin, habe ich das Game auch nicht angerührt. Ja, an sich ist das Game cool und es macht auch Spaß. Ich habe halt so viel gespielt, dass ich einfach mich nicht mehr konzentrieren konnte. Sehr viele dumme Fehler dann gemacht habe. Moin, Ina. Was geht?
So here's the thing, right? We had those questions. We asked the coach. They were like very transparent about it. It's like, oh, we signed Hyver to play as a 1-for-1 for Beepo, but no, what Beepo was doing at the beginning
mein
of the
Tag war produktiv. Also ich habe jetzt nicht wirklich einen krass so crazy Off-Day gemacht. Ich habe jetzt halt einfach das, was ich nicht machen konnte die letzten Tage, halt nachgeholt. Ich habe auch ein bisschen Content geplant für Berlin, weil ich ja nächste Woche am Wochenende in Berlin bin. Habe dann ein bisschen so überlegt, okay, was für Content kann ich vor Ort aufnehmen, was kommt cool an. Habe mir auch so ein paar Gedanken über Barcelona gemacht, was ich da vielleicht aufnehmen könnte und so, und habe dann auch mit dem Kundensupport von DJI gesprochen.
It's so crazy, right? Because to me, I do not expect this to happen twice in a row.
Ich habe einfach sehr viel also viele Videos angeschaut über Storytelling auch, Short. Ein Tag? Gibt immer da oben einen Tag? Tina ist heute nicht im Schreimmodus.
No, there has to be, but I think for
Deswegen machen wir heute
SGE,
entspannt
I'm looking
Wortparty.
towards the more experienced players showing up, right? Musashi, I'm looking at Fizzy. I'm looking at these players who I know can perform and can show up, but
ich bin verwirrt.
cohesive unit. I don't need a Mercurial player and Jamalino that we're always looking at like,
Lucky ist Dankeschön für Lucky.
He did.
But like when we got to that last map, it was the last 4, the last 5
Du bist durch, ich bin wirklich durch.
You know you can finish out. They've played on LAN stages, they played for the Dark Finals.
And how did it go?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. I need them to show up today. I need.
Do you think if we have them play in the back rooms?
Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, they love an online stage.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, even on that last map though, they were like 4-0
Ansonsten, das war's. Mehr habe ich auch nicht gemacht. Tatsächlich.
But we've spoken about that. Let's bring up the talent predictions to see.
Ich muss noch die Videos schneiden. Gäste Rank Videos muss ich noch schneiden. Aber das machen wir auch alles entspannt.
I have decided to stick with my whole challengers bias. It looks as though Cairo has done the same.
And I think that you're based for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing well. I'm top of the
Mach
standings.
mal einen Tag, was Jessie will, nicht was Jessydelua machen muss.
Okay, you will. One of you will come out on top.
Jessie will Urlaub. Das will ich.
Yeah. I will say,
wird ja auch gemacht. Ende August. Yeah. Wird erstmal schön nach Barcelona. Erstmal schön am Strand sein. Mal gucken, wann. Mal schauen. Aber gerade geht's mir auch ziemlich gut. Deswegen.
Just keep it simple and kind of bed in a player like Hyper.
And for SGE?
Was ist für so ein Content? Ja. Aber man muss es auch jeden Moment genießen. Did you buy me a ticket for Barca?
I think that just forgetting about the pressure. Don't let it take the best out of you. You were already there, and this is those kind of moments that you actually learn the most from.
For sure. Well, either way, we've got two teams going up against one another. Gentlemates looking to reach the heights that they had at the very start of the year, but today
check das nicht. Doch, ich check's.
In the studio. Let's bring out Gentlemates up against
ich bin einfach ein Workaholic, glaube ich. Ich glaube, das kommt aus der Familie. Es gibt keinen Tag, wo ich nicht chille. Egal, was ich mache irgendwas. Auch wenn es ganz klein ist, mache ich irgendwas. Auch wenn es ein Buch lesen ist. Also wenn ich ein Buch lese, dann mache ich ja auch sozusagen was. So. Dann bin ich mich erweitert. Mal gucken. Aber es ist auch ein W, weißt du? Dass man Sachen lernen darf und sich weiterbilden darf. So, nicht selbstverständlich. So, dementsprechend es wird wieder richtig warm in den nächsten Tagen. Ich habe jetzt nicht so Bock. Toll. Nehmt auch ein Buch. Oh, geil. Yo!
Gentlemen versus Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht Frankfurt! Woo! So, heute sehr wichtiges Game für Eintracht Frankfurt. Super wichtiges Game. Split, Haven und Sunset. Okay. Das ist ein sehr, sehr wichtiges Game, Chat. Wenn Frankfurt heute rausfliegt und verliert, sind sie leider raus. Sie sind schon im Lower Bracket mit Gentlemen. Das ist das erste Game heute um 17 Uhr. Ich bin sehr, sehr gespannt, wie es sein wird.
Der AEM96 hat für 14
Halt,
Monate
Vincent!
die wilden Absätze.
Was geht? Eigentlich ein GTM. Ja, ich glaube für mich einfach zum Chillen ist Malen. Das war ja ein bisschen auch. Ich hätte eigentlich schon
Yeah, I mean, I find it interesting though that it lasted so long in the veto.
Bin mal gespannt,
I'm
was
surprised that SGE actually banned the map that they won last time out. Ascendant
Is this way to warm? Ja, check
and,
ich.
yeah, Split, Haven,
Ein Jahr aber auch.
I think low-key, Eintracht could come out the gates running.
Oh really? Why do you think that?
Was geht bei dir? Ein bisschen. Boah, Sport schon. Heute Frankfurt pushen, Energie geben in dem Chat hier. Abfahrt. Wir machen noch eine Prediction, Chat. Vergesst nicht die Prediction. Wer gewinnt die erste Map? Gentlemen oder Frankfurt? Ihr habt 10 Minuten Zeit zu predikten. Lasst ein bisschen Liebe da. Gegen wen spielt Frankfurt? Gegen Gentlemen. Wegen der Map Rotation weißt du Bescheid. Yes, ich habe da ein bisschen was auf Twitter gelesen, allerdings jeder sagt was anderes. Also es gibt irgendwie einen Leaker, der sagt, dass Icebox zurückkommt. Dann gibt es einen Leaker, der sagt, Icebox kommt nicht zurück. Deswegen einfach immer abwarten und Tee trinken. Einfach warten, bis Valorant was postet, wenn Valorant Premiere Maps postet und so, dann wissen wir alle Bescheid. Und so. Einfach ein bisschen warten. Keine Ahnung, jeder sagt irgendwie was Falsches oder so, irgendwie für so Klicks und so muss man ein bisschen aufpassen. Aber ja, das habe ich auf jeden Fall auf Twitter mitbekommen. Dementsprechend habe ich auch kein Video dazu gemacht, weil ich habe immer früher ja Videos gemacht über die neue Map Rotation und so. Aber einfach, weil so viele Leute was anderes sagen, ich nur so, boah, at this point einfach warten, bis Valorant was offiziell postet. Hallo Way, was geht? Wie geht's dir? Ja, ich bin gespannt. M8, also Smate und das sind Gentlemen. Ein sehr, sehr gutes, starkes Team. Was sagst du dazu, dass Enterprise auf Firefox sicher weiter ist? Ja, super geil. Das ist richtig gut. Das ist ein Tier-2-Team. Ich glaube sogar, dass, ich weiß nicht, beide Teams sind richtig stark. Beide Teams sind richtig stark. Aber das ist richtig geil, weil da haben wir auf jeden Fall ein Tier-2-Team in den Playoffs. Das ist halt insane. Das könnte ja sogar heißen, dass die sich vielleicht sogar für Champs qualifizieren. Falls sie super weit kommen. Hi Max! Ich vermisse Bind.
Last week I was a little bit down on them. Martin had a bad performance, which if you go through almost the whole year, that didn't really happen. But that's what kind of makes me think that if anybody was going to do this like crazy 7 streak all the way to champs, Mates would probably be my bet. I don't think it's a safe bet by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think they've got too many good players. The problem though is you brought in Hyber, he looked okay, but everybody else looked like they disappeared. And I don't know if Beepo was holding the ship together or it's more likely just pure coincidence. But I need to see something from them today. And hey, Martin back on Yoru, he was the GOAT of Yoru towards the beginning of the year. I expect to see something flashy.
Well, Eintracht Frankfurt definitely pushed GX to the limits. They might have lost that game, but there were a lot of moments where it looked like it was going to be theirs. Pick any map, the one they won or the 2 they lost. Mates certainly don't have an easy bounce back. Enterprise gave them what for, and it's an opening duel for Eintracht Frankfurt, but Starzo under pressure has to carry this banner forward. He's found his first, his second, and the third might evade him, but he's kept it doable.
Okay, 3 gegen 3.
Very late play back from Musashi. And the timing of him and Vinny here is going to probably determine this round.
It's a very late rotation. And because of that, there might be enough time on the clock that he stops looking, but no, Mini is still holding it. He expects that player to be flanking. Fizzy's done well in the corner,
shot.
Kept things even a little longer. Monster, he gets taken down quite quickly.
Wichtig, bitte.
And now Fizzy has to try and buy both time and stop himself going down. He's at least got that gravity well.
Ja, schön.
Nice! To swing back in first, goes his way, and the second player already tagged a little low.
Prox.
Frankfurt!
Sehr wichtig, die Pistol gewonnen. Let's go! Nice, nice.
First round, Fizzy's on his feet, very well played in the 1v2.
Bind ist nicht in der Map Rotation. Ich weiß nicht, was du angeschaut hast, Sam, aber Bind ist gerade nicht in der Map Rotation und dementsprechend auch kein Icebox.
Obviously knowing that he'd started elsewhere. 1-0 for Eintracht Frankfurt. What's up? And this was the real danger up against GX. They were capable of getting a lot of very strong starts.
Yeah, no, that was what? 2 maps in a row, the last 2 maps,
seitdem es die Bandit gibt im Game, kaufe ich mir auch sehr gerne zweite Runde Bandit, auch wenn ich die erste Pistol verloren habe, weil ich finde die Bandit richtig stark. Und ich habe dann auch noch genug nächste Runde, um zu kaufen. Ja, Summerfall und seine Gäste vorbei. Ist auch gut, ich bin ein bisschen müde. Also, ich könnte mich in Valorant gar nicht mehr konzentrieren. So.
But I think their first map that we saw them play was a
Sie machen
jittery
heute auch noch
start.
entspannt Watch
I think they
Party.
grew into the game a little bit more, and I'm hoping the second day on the stage will be a little bit better for them.
Oh, it's a
nice!
Nice attempt in the pistol round. The eco here for Mates to try to swing in, do some damage together in heaven, but they've been mowed down. And Starzo's left with the task of making it costly. One that is going to be tough to really find any stones in. A pistol for Monster. But actually, to be fair, Azuri's all alone with one of their better weapons in hand, but no danger to be found. An in-zone flawless for the attack side. And, well,
ich kann bei der Wette einfach nicht mitmachen, keine Ahnung warum. Du hast noch 4 Minuten Zeit, actually.
Mates need an answer early on.
Das ist ein bisschen komisch.
I think early confidence building up.
Sehr schön. Sehr wichtig.
I think the one thing they did show in terms of resilience was the fact that they lost their own map choice and didn't let it phase them. They were able to come back into things. I think Jamalino, especially when we went on to that Ascent, was just phenomenal, and I think he's definitely a player to watch. Even in this round, he's the one with the weaker weapon, but at times that judge, well, it's more of a benefit than a hindrance.
Well, Hybert forced into using a snake bite early. He's damaged Jamalino, but the space was taken. Nonetheless, the judge limiting his ability to fly into heaven, but it looks like he's keen to take that space still. They've spotted Hyber, and Monster takes him down with ease. The B site now under threat. Prox down below, strikes for one, and now he's got backup. Martine's on the line with him, or can be at least. Doesn't look like he needs the help. Cleaning up a second and looking for a little bit more. He's got a few shots coming his way, and now he's down, leaving the pressure onto Martine. He can get out. He can take that gate crash, but he wants to kill first, and he's found it. Advantage for Mates thanks to Martine.
Ja,
okay. He may have still lost his gun, but that was an important kill. Even with some of the damage that was done, a level playing
Frankfurt kann noch weiterkommen. Ja, das ist jetzt das Lower Bracket gegen Gentlemates, und wenn Frankfurt heute gewinnt, sind wir noch eine Runde weiter. Wenn Frankfurt aber verliert, sind Frankfurt raus. Weil jetzt schon das Lower Bracket ist.
That's a 1-for-1 trade. Monster with an opportunity, but it's Mini to clear out both. Even still,
Wie geht's dir jetzt gut? Wie geht's dir, Sarah?
In this round, a costly one for Mates, and we know that there's a buy coming right back up for Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah, this was the whole goal for the attack side, right? To make it competitive, to give themselves a chance.
Gewinnt und
That
weiterkommt.
they've done. Despite Prox having this strong stand, the quick double picked up, and Martine finding one and getting out. The damage was done already, and it needed Mini to find that quick double to give them the round. For Mates, one on the board, sure, but their economy stretched to the limit. And Eintracht Frankfurt,
Fizzy knows it.
could still find themselves with a lot of early advantages here, as you said. Fizzy purchasing the outlaw.
Sarah.
He knows there's going to be light shields on the other side, and there's quite a lot of them.
That's only the judge and Martin that can take a shot without that gun being an operator. And then that's why you see Fizzy kind of holding on to the lurk of one side of the map. The deep wall of Vice is making sure they can't be flanked from the other angle. So a lot of the map covered, and a lot of the map kind of given up by the defense.
Clearly
all in on this A defensive side, but it leaves a lot of gaps. And we saw in the last round that Hyber suffered an early blow from playing a very similar position.
Well, yeah, Hyber couldn't hold his ground last time, but this time he goes back to the rafters. Well,
schaut euch heute die Sonnenfinsternis an, Chat. Weil Sonnenfinsternis ist heute so um 19:20 oder so. Schaut euch das an.
They'll wait for their next burst out to side as the smoke fades. It's time to scale up. Martin's already second-guessing it. He's going back to clear the spawn. There's a gap there that has to be filled, and it means these side players, Prox and Hyber, have to hold alone. Good paranoia. That slowed them again, and it's allowed Martin to get close.
Ja, so streamt die, aber das Ding ist, dass man echt zu sehen so cooler. Hi White, was geht? White Paladin, wie geht's dir? Hab den perfekten Spot bei mir, Alter, geil.
I have to hope someone steps out of line.
Nice.
Starzo's the unknown factor, but not an inch given by the attackers.
Yeah, they were all one shot.
Schon zweimal tatsächlich in der Sonnenfinsternis.
They can't really be swinging into the angles, and while Jamelino has been caught out.
Ich hätte nach Spanien fliegen müssen, damit ich die totale Sonnenfinsternis sehe. Ja, wenn man im Livestream checke. Ich muss das auf jeden Fall mal irgendwie Kalender eintragen und dann das mal anschauen, weil es ist schon sehr cool. Kann ich empfehlen. Heute Abend sind auch Sternschnuppen, also heute Nacht. Sternschnuppen.
You win the fight by hitting him the second he peeks. You lose the fight any other way.
Ja, also bitte Leute nicht mit einer, nicht einfach so da reingucken.
I missed the boat. My time is gone, and that extra peek at the end from Starzo.
Immer schon mit
An
einer
opportunity
Brille.
that never should have been converted. A 3-1 start. The low buy sees Mini look for that aggression on mid. Shut down. The rifle that they have still in the hands of mates, but early on, it looks like Eintracht Frankfurt are more than ready for their opposition. Fizzy has been caught containing the A space, and the fight goes Hyber's way. And mid, okay, now the low buy's got some legs to it.
It's definitely getting a little bit more concerning, but still some weaker weapons, and Jamelino is just waiting within this smoke, of course.
Das ist
Sniper not
schwierig.
really the best
Ja,
gun for the
schade.
job. He goes walking out, not expecting anybody to just be stood that close, but a good read coming out from the defensive side. And for mates, it mainly comes down to the direction that Eintracht Frankfurt go. If they push towards A, especially knowing that there's a couple of players on that B site,
So, like.
they might just have a freebie. Bear in mind that Starzo has nothing to play with. Well, already he's cleared. Oh, for a second I thought Martin might just have the spike.
Could have been his one well-placed shot, but Eintracht Frankfurt still very much in this round. One shot from Musashi.
So.
Get a rocket launcher online, and mates are grouped up. Leaving heaven isn't the best option a lot of the time. Luckily, Prox is still online. Smokes can go out. One used for the one-way out backside, making Ticket an uninhabitable spot. Missouri's fallback. Not giving him a lot of options, but Hyber's been caught. The delay again. Now Musashi getting into position. The fight out of heaven, combining with the swing from
Nice, nice. Aber slow. Ist slow und ist sehr schön für Heaven geplantet. Sehr geil.
Any shot will be deadly against Martin. When the clock, the fiercest enemy of all, time will decide this round.
Aber keine Zeit. Aber ohne HP. Ah, okay, die Waffe ist auch weg. Gott sei Dank. Sorry, Chat, für Chat-Minutes, okay. Aber Brock ist eigentlich ein Faller.
Definitely.
Ultimately, the most important thing is getting through rounds like that. The good thing for mates is they are keeping that economy desperately low on the Eintracht Frankfurt side. Like a victory will very likely break.
Da war natürlich 1 HP, man.
But it will break the economy. Ult starting to build up though. Musashi.
Fußball? Yeah.
With that rocket. The Nightfall available for either side. Martins. Dimensional Drift. Have a lot of impact historically, but even still, Gemalino is going to be there to take that initial mid control. This is something that we haven't seen mates
es gibt sogar jetzt Fußballflex. Den auch schon? Im Battle Pass.
Clearly something they feel they can give up to the opponents, but I think from what we've seen so far, that's not the case.
Yeah, Navi are playing later. This looks like an old Angel round. Him getting into the vents. The late split into A. Monster will contain all that space, and they've got the wall to cover the flank up on these A players as well. The problem is you got to take a little while re-clearing this A space, and I say it's a problem because I'd expect mates to hear it and rotate through. But they've already left this A side. It's an early 3-man stack, so a little out of position. Starso has a counter Nightfall if needed, but it might not be. Martin, he's still spamming the wall for the 5v3, and well, his health might have went down a small bit, but mates' chances have gone way up.
Yeah, I think that the Nightfall sent through, it made them hone in on Mini, and I don't know, they didn't expect the second player to be in that corner. Martin's done fantastic work, the surprise factor, but there was a trade for a moment. Prox keeps the advantage, and in fact, I think he's just ended the round. Swinging in with 35 HP, might have looked risky, but dropping the spike. Time is completely gone at this stage. I'm off of Fizzy. I mentioned in the previous round the constraints of their economy. At this point, there's no other decision than to just try and hold on to the gun. And in fact, the defense are going to let him hold on to it. They also want to try and build up some credits of their own, so they are not swinging in for those fights.
Yeah, exactly. It was a little bit of a rocky start for the defensive side economy. It's a big opportunity, not just taking down that buy from Eintracht Frankfurt, which does stretch the economy thin, but also
you're so insane.
Getting rid of that rocket, taking Musashi out was so important. Good to see Martin with a bit of confidence as well. He stuck around. He was still looking for that fight.
Habt ihr gesehen, in Barcelona gibt es ein Fanfest und die haben da einen Gentleman-Stand.
Jamalino already popping it, moving quickly to heaven, but Prox has got to fall back. Good shots by Mini, but the re-aggression on mid, it gives the fights to the attackers that they want, to the low buy up close. Now the upgrades are there. The rifles finding themselves a free path through to the A site, and mates started this with such an upper hand, but they've let it slip.
Yeah, it's going to have to be some more individual brilliance from the likes of Martin and Prox. They've grouped up at least. Jamalino is just waiting to try and play a little bit more aggressively. Try and punch them in the throat, but if he goes down without it, wow, he knows there's a guy there now. That makes it so much easier. Just a little bit of the barrel spotted, and in fact, he'll take down both.
So geiles Cross-Placement. So geil gespielt.
Maybe he wasn't able to play in the main league, but coming in
sehr schön
in the play-in, he's definitely one of the players to watch.
But they've got to start to feel untouchable. It's only a 5-2 lead, but that's 2 rounds now where mates should have got it unlocked.
Sit down.
The ult from Jamalino not even being the focal point to start the round, only to close. And look at a couple rounds ago. Massive advantage for the defensive side, and they lose it to a 2-man clutch. For mates, it is definitely feeling like the start of this map.
Sehr schön.
Dankeschön, Emilia. So it's time to patch things up with a timeout.
Yeah, and I think it is worth once again just reiterating the context for a lot of the teams in this lower bracket of the play-in. To make it to Barcelona, from here, you need to win 5 games in a row. And although for some teams, points still are a factor, for the majority, it would basically just be making it all the way with 7 games in a row to the final of the playoff stage, all the way in Barcelona. So it really is like a ridiculous task that has to be brought through for a lot of these sides. And mates are one of those teams that you go back to the beginning of the year, how they started, the success they had. Obviously a squad that made playoffs at EWC, that they've shown that there is a level to this squad, a lot of individual talent, there's no doubt about that. But if they were to go out here that would be a massive failure. And for Eintracht Frankfurt, obviously the defeat to GX, in my mind, put them like, okay, making that run feels impossible. But some of the other runs they've already made this year felt impossible, like going through a 36-team play and then going into the LCQ and making it that way. They've already been on a journey.
Darf ich fragen, wenn du an den Remote-Minijob bekommen bist?
Can they start that journey up once again for that 7-game
Also ich hätte einfach Glück jetzt.
Those teams don't have the points to give them that little bit of a backup plan.
Yeah, it's a one-way road.
Hi Maxi!
No diversions for Eintracht Frankfurt. Hyper's been destroyed. That pit early was supposed to be Mate's answer to the problem that has been mid-control. Right after the timeout, they lose a util dump, takes down the player inside of mid. With Hyper gone, Martin looks for B control, fails and falters, and Prox can't stand more than a second on that site. It's a bloodbath. Eintracht Frankfurt barely sporting a scar, not a bruise to report. As an in-zone flawless is the attacker's answer to Mate's
Und das ist nach dem Timeout gewesen. Ist das krass.
Yeah, this is looking like a nightmare. And we sort of spoke about it, and you look at the veto, this is a map that over the last few months, Mates have lost it.
Die waren letztens halt einfach noch ein bisschen nervös auf der Stage, ne?
Dominated while playing the defensive side when playing versus Vitality. And they also lost to Pacific on this map. So yes, it's a bad map for Mates.
Yeah, well, he was tucked behind that box. You can understand why he was terrified. His teammates got mowed down on either side. He thought he could be the snake in the grass, but they burned the forest down. Eintracht Frankfurt moving to the A site, early presence seen on B. They want nothing to do with it there.
Well, and unless they make a significantly wrong read from this point onwards, this is already looking like a done round. They're taking their time, though. Clearly came into the last round with a game plan. Cleared out that pit with ease, and the rotation has at least come in. Hyper's done well, but he will be traded. The problem is they've lost, well, the element of surprise. All 4 players are now here for Mates.
You know, it's the danger. The pack mentality with the pistols. They'll spot the first. They know Martin's here as well. They heard that extra pistol firing off, and all danger dealt with expertly by Eintracht Frankfurt. There's 4 players on the site. 4 players running at them, but all they'll get is one.
Fliegt einfach hin.
Spraying his Phantom through the air.
Crazy.
Prox has been styled on for that last kill. 7-2 up. And look, that was a low-buy round. It's not great to have the 4-man stack back to be dealt with that quickly.
Ey, ihr hattet beide einfach dieselbe Idee, das ist keine funny. Das ist funny.
There's no answer here though, Tom. Can we get towards the stage and call in the game before we're even halfway there?
You just got dunked by your own IGL, bro!
Oh my god.
It does feel that way. 7-2. You can give Mates any excuse you want. It is looking rough, and the other side to the coin of that 7-5 whatever game run you want your team to make is if you lose here, it's over.
6-7.
The year is over. This is the lower bracket. This is the one life that you have remaining. No more Mates in 2026, and Jamalino is trying to make sure that's a reality. Hyper eliminated immediately. He's been having a rough time, especially in opening picks. I feel like he's been the man caught quite often. But that's because they've been putting fast-paced pressure on, and they even have the Nightfall ready in case there's an attempted flood back in.
Ult, nice Feld Ult. Sehr schön.
Nightfall follows it, but it's on both sides for Martin. He can't find a spot to strike from, but at least takes main control. Flash goes in after Mini finds one. Okay, players on site, under pressure. It's going to be an isolated fight if Jamalino swung, but he falls back to take this with Fizzy. But Martin still takes him one by one till Jamalino's all that's left. The defense of the spike diffuser, all that's needed, and he won't even get close to the corner.
Ey, da ist so viel passiert. Ich dachte, dass Frankfurt die Fights gewinnt. Weil ich nur gesehen habe, dass sie da alle so umgefallen sind, dachte ich so, ja, Frankfurt! Aber das war nicht für Frankfurt! Nein! Das sind so Chaos-Rounds. Da passiert so viel auf einmal. Oh, schade. Oh, Mann.
Need to at least give themselves some wiggle room. And as we mentioned it before, Eintracht Frankfurt, for the first, well, normally it was the first 6 rounds, looked like the best team in the world. And then for the rest of the game, it slipped.
Yeah, exactly. They slowed down up against GX. They gave their opponents away back through. Mates have to hope it's a similar fate that awaits the attackers this time. Martin tucked in that corner. It's a gap. And they've not acknowledged it, but he'll only get one. The stun made it difficult. And Eintracht Frankfurt.
Der Stun hat da zuerst mal gewirkt. Immer wenn ich gestunt werde, kann ich trotzdem gut präzise schießen. Lol. Stun sind wir.
Finding Fizzy, putting the numbers back to even, but he's not done yet. 1 versus 2 now. And Mini
oh nein, guck mal, wo ist.
Oh, timing here is everything.
Oh nein, schade. Also keine Awareness. Muss gar nicht, dass er da main ist.
I mentioned it. He was struggling in the early rounds. When he was under those initial fights, he was getting wrecked by utility and fast-paced aggression. This is what can happen when he survives into the later rounds. He was one of the bright sparks. I don't want to say one of it. He was the only bright spark in that last game.
He was.
And seeing moments like this, you can understand why Kuni decided to bring him back in. 4 rounds now onto the ball for the Bates. A 7-5 half after losing pistol. Normally you'd say that's not bad. It's just the manner in which these rounds have gone, bar the last 2 that have been a little bit more damning.
Checking the situation.
Well, they found so
Hi,
many
Cody! Danke, dass Sie für Support. Natürlich, immer.
Frankfurt run the risk of ending a 7-5 half.
Meinem Kanal hier gibt's immer Support. Seid goated. Verdient die Liebe.
He was criticized for hiding earlier on, but this time it might be the benefit. This position was a problem last round, though. The chances of not checking it again are low to 0. And Musashi, with a double kill, has claimed the B site for the attackers.
See, sometimes I sit there and go like, oh, maybe you're going for the aspect of like, they'd never play there again, but I think it's madness to think they wouldn't check it. Martin, though, has at least taken down the aggressive Musashi. Even still, they sit with a man disadvantage in this retake. 4 players sitting passive.
Okay, 4 gegen 3.
Even caught
2 Garage.
By the flash on the way back in.
Na Backside.
That time is ticking further and further, but Jamelino maybe a little bit ahead of the curve. He's caught by Mini. Push back into the site. Monster still just sat here waiting now. So there's already a player on the other side, and he has just isolated every fight. At least no hope for Martin.
Geil gespielt, also wirklich super geil Postbank gespielt. Holy shit, richtig stark.
But a bit of a mistake made. Martin was left behind. The isolated duels claimed by Eintracht Frankfurt. 8-4 at the half. A big performance from this team. Well, let's get to know some of their players a bit better. We talked to Monster before the match. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Monster?
Monster, thank you so much for joining me. You guys have had so much time off, I think, in comparison to some of the other teams, considering you played on the first day of play-ins. What have you been doing between now and then to kind of warm up to this one?
I mean, yeah, it was like 5-6 days straight of practice. We actually kind of tightened up our schedule. We actually skimmed more than we usually do because actually it was needed. That was mostly it. Like we just added some more additional stuff we need to talk on from the previous match.
How are you doing?
Like VOD reviews, but
yeah, we are for Frankfurt
game because right now there were some disadvantage situations we were losing and some mistakes we've seen. So we just said, yeah, we have the time, like we can work as much as we can because it's do or die. So we just put everything we could into the preparation for the match against Gentlemates.
For sure. And of course, it's been a bit of time since we saw you here in Berlin and on this stage. Do you feel any pressure on yourself as one of the kind of veteran players with the young emerging talent that we're seeing in EMEA?
I mean, I feel some pressure like playing on the stage, definitely. I mean, it's not the kind of pressure than when I was young, like playing the big matches or like playing on the stage in the past.
Eclipse request is ready, of course.
I was just super excited to play and show myself.
Can't miss
as a youngster, let's say
an
like
Eclipse,
that.
right?
Now I feel as a veteran,
and shooting stars
I'm here
tonight.
With the pressure of like proving myself. I'm gonna prove that
W day today
that I can bring to this team is actually worth it. So I just wanna win and prove my worth in that way, in that kind of sense.
Yeah. Well, best of luck today, Monster. It's been lovely chatting with you.
Thank you.
Cute.
Well, certainly
Warum stehst du dich heute eigentlich vor die Sonne, Jesse? Ich weiß nicht, heute ist einfach ein guter Tag. Every hour isn't it of the shooting stars? Yeah, it's a lot. So this will be sick. Very amazing, can't wait. I love watching the stars.
And maybe we'll see some of these teams as well. As you said, Tom, 7 games. It's a long streak needed.
Only 5 for Barcelona.
Oh, really?
Oh, indeed, only 5 to get there. We're talking about making it all the way to champs, and Martin is looking to put that journey to a very early end. Big start to the pistol.
Oh my god!
And that would certainly give them what they need to get back into this game. They're not going through mid. They're not going to see Musashi early, but that means he gets all this information. He's still going to have Fizzy in position, but more importantly, the early flank underway.
87% risk.
Timing is going to be everything in this round. Musashi is directly behind them. Nothing that can give the game away. No Senti on their side, and because of that, he's right behind them as they look to go pushing in. Fizzy, he's only going to get the one, but do they expect him to be here so soon? No opportunity for them to deny this. He stopped the plan at least for now. Hyber already tackle him, but it doesn't matter. He lands the instant headshot with the Sheriff and gets an all-important pistol round.
That was so needed, and he was down to 45 HP as well.
98% risk is crazy.
Martin, though, definitely stealing the show with that triple on quickly turning the odds into their favor. And Hyber converting it in the end.
Let's go!
This is the way back for mates.
There's a new sheriff in town.
The new sheriff in town, indeed.
Martin. Let's go.
Get him on. Get Kundi Kundi on the cast. God damn.
Am I being replaced?
Kundi Kundi on the mic. Well, 8-5 for mates. They face off against an Eco. Classics across the board. You can see the attackers. They've got a little bit of wiggle room.
Okay, was hast du schon Fanfest in Barcelona gesehen? Da werde ich mein Gentleman's Jersey kaufen.
Just needs to connect the body shot, but it's a risk that hasn't paid off.
No. And that leaves them without map control. That's normally the goal of Vipers, is to hold on to the other side of the map. Gemalino has been revealed, but it doesn't matter! It's not checked anyway! He's managed to get 3 kills with a classic!
Oh my god!
The Amoda Thrifty of nothing but classics! And
Geile Classic, meine Classic macht das nicht. Das ist VCT, yes.
How could they know he was there though? He wasn't revealed or anything.
Krass, ja.
To be fair, he did get revealed.
Only if he had Frankfurt Classic, his dogs would go up, right?
Yeah, why did they wait for the reveal? That's a different question. Now,
muss auf jeden Fall gucken, was es da so gibt. Das ist sehr, sehr cool, was es dort geben wird. Sehr, sehr viel Content. Das wird sehr viel Spaß machen. Er ist richtig sauer.
It's not really a new classic, is it? It's the Mates Classic. They get close.
Timeout.
Falter at the last hurdle. That's what they were
Jetzt haben die kein Timeout mehr.
I mean, well, they
Hallo, was geht?
A timeout going into round 3. Pipson's even jealous of this speed. It's understandable, though. That is not a round that should have went that way. It quickly accelerating into a site that I have to assume, from what I saw, that they thought would be lighter defended. But how
war für euch damals Mathe blau, Deutsch rot und Englisch gelb und Biologie grün? Weil ich weiß auf jeden Fall, dass manche gelb für Deutsch hatten und rot für Englisch. Und da gibt es immer diese Diskussion, okay, diese Mappenfarbe ist einzigbare. Deutsch blau, Mathe rot. Was?
I think you saw that, but
Bio war rot? Nein, was für Bio-Rot? Das ist getreut, Funky. Wieso sollte Biologie rot sein? Gib mir ein Argument, warum Biologie nicht grün sein sollte. Du guckst aus dem Fenster, Photosynthese, da sind Bäume, die sind grün. Die sind grün. Mathe. Deutsch, Blau, Mathe, Rot. Verstehe ich auch nicht. Verstehe ich nicht. Das geht nicht, Chat. Wir hatten eine Farbe für alles halt. Was war grün bei dir dann? Mathe blau, Englisch rot und Deutsch gelb. Okay, das ist genau das, was ich meine. Hallo Manu, was geht? Wie geht's dir? Genau das ist das, was ich meine. Das verstehe ich nicht. Weil Deutsch ist doch rot. Für immer gewesen, so für mich. Und Englisch war halt gelb. Oha.
He might need some help from his friends. He's only got 11 HP remaining, but they now have weapons to play with. Bulldogs retrieved. In fact, equal rifles on either side. The only thing that isn't equal is the HP.
Yeah, the call from Hybrid to not go for the flank, or the call from someone for Hybrid to not go on the flank, I think is a wise one. Martin and Mini being so low, you can't really just hinge this on Starzo, who, let's be fair, has had a stinker so far. And Martin's now down the site, under threat, but Hybrid's flank still remains.
Einer Flank. Nice, nice, der ist Main der Letzte. Der ist Main der Letzte. Aber er hält. Also er hält. Was? Nein, er hat falsch geguckt. Nein!
And quick as can be, the Red Bull clutch once again goes to Hyber. He is the savior. The mates need.
Ich hätte aber auch gedacht, dass er halt mehr an der Wand swingt. Schade. Deutsch, Rot, Mathe, Blau und Englisch, Gelb, Grün. Ja, sehr schön. Sehr schön. Bei Rot muss ein Systemfehler sein. Nein. Das ist kein Systemfehler.
Let's go!
Well, I feel like we are just going to get the highs and lows of the mates coaching staff. It has been a true roller coaster of emotions for them thus far. Even still, though, because of the round one in the last by Eintracht Frankfurt, they didn't buy as many weapons. So now they come in still with a buy. It's a bit of a weird way to get into a 4-buy scenario, or almost one. But that is the way we've done it.
Well, there's a new sheriff in town every round, it seems, between Hyber and Martin. They are putting in the work for this mate side to
es gibt meistens so Sets in einer bestimmten Farbe.
3 rounds behind. As you said, the buy still there for the defense. Jamalinho challenged but pushed back by the utility. Martin already to the side. He's got a safe pocket on the back to TP into. This is going to be a problem now for Eintracht Frankfurt. They lose the site, but do they have the read? Do they know how much is already lost? Mini making it clear to them. That double has sent them fleeing. So has it? Is Uri still here? He's still on the line. Mini didn't even expect him to stand around that long. And now they've got a 3v3. But again, Hyber, a thorn in the side. But this time it's expected. Expected again, but it doesn't seem to matter. And he seems to have the read on Fizzy. He won't get the kill, though. Eintracht Frankfurt still in with a chance. Starzo looking to steal it away, and the barrel's giving the game away indeed.
Left all on to Fizzy, and although he's had his moments, it's not going to happen this time, mates.
Frankfurt.
It's a horrible back and forth for the early rounds, but it's put them in a much better scenario. They've ended up building credits, or at least some. They're getting very close to a lot of ultimates. Their opponents are now going to be on eco, and they're only 2 rounds behind. A real opportunity now for them to turn this game, and it's exactly the same conversation we had before. The way that Eintracht Frankfurt start these games, they put themselves in a massive lead, 7-2 up. Well, that 5 has dissipated into just 2 rounds, and well, we looked at what happened in round 14. They could find themselves 3, 4, 5 rounds ahead right now.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, round 2 in this half set them up for success, and seeing that crumble like this, that's the kind of problem for Eintracht Frankfurt when you look back at the GX game. Like we said, start strong, finish slow. With mates catching up on them now, this timeout is their chance to find that second win, get back into the second half. Still is early doors, early days, but it's that last round being Like seeing a 3-1 scoreline, you'd almost expect them to be coming in with the buy here.
Und einfach ein Konzept. Ja, deswegen bin ich darauf gekommen.
It's a light buy with ultimates, so that we can see Eintracht Frankfurt take it in either direction. It really depends how confident they are coming out of this timeout. And on the defensive side, I don't mind it being a passive play, light
vorbereitet. Sehr geil.
But Jamelinho's ultimate, I said last time he had it in a low buy round, it would be the focal point, and instead it was mates making the mistake of playing close against those pistols, trying to overwhelm them in the chaos and being washed away. As a result, this time the ultimate will be the first to step out of line. There's nobody here.
Yeah, it gives control, but it leaves them with a lot less on the other side of the map.
And the ult's gonna fade.
This time, mates taking their time a little bit more. And I like this. You've seen a very aggressive push on one side of the map. Odds are they're not going to hold on to that. So you go back and re-clear it. I mean, it means you don't have to just gamble at high speed onto that direction. And also the likelihood if there was a stack on the other side of the map, which there is, that stack is going to stay.
Also, the guy with the ult only has a pistol now. You know, he probably didn't buy a rifle with where the credits are at. And that's a very easy fight without the finger guns. Eintracht Frankfurt, man down. Musashi, one away from a big old rocket. And if he can get that showstopper online for the next, I think that's a success for him. Because he's got a judge. And honestly, I don't expect this judge to get anything done. They avoided heaven. They avoided the B site. And now Musashi's impact should be negligible.
He'll definitely get it online.
Oh, yeah, one way or another.
Although he is very, very slowly flanking through.
But they're going to just take the weapon. They're not trying to win the round anymore. They just want the weapons.
Yeah, they're going to try and do damage. Musashi with an opportunity to do so. The second they start running, that one's free. Second player is trapped, although Martin's actually going to teleport behind him, surrounding them a little bit more, but they have to fight through all of these players if they want to hold on to their guns, and that is exactly what they're doing. A charge!
Sehr schön toll gemacht. Sehr toll gemacht.
Enough tickle damage done that only one man will survive for the mates. It's an 8th round, but it certainly wasn't clean.
Yeah, like I said, don't expect much to get done with that judge. And, well, Musashi, yeah, not a lot. It's only 4 players down. It's only the economy of mates actually taking a dent instead of sitting sky high with plenty of chances to keep on buying. That's huge. That's pretty significant. And in case you were not tracking, the showstopper is online thanks to that 4K and death when he needed the 1 orb. For mates, this is their chance to equalize, though, to put themselves back into contention in a real way. Let's listen in.
Okay, good one, good one.
If
I say CT, 80 take, boys. It's like full A side clear, Take it,
you can ult side, no?
I cannot, boys, we will have a wall. Boys, please, Omen ult side,
Yeah, Omen ult side, yeah.
Full retake.
One more Omen, nice. Chill, here, we can ult.
No,
plant for heaven, I plant for heaven.
Hold flank, guys. Can we just play side?
Okay, I'm holding heaven.
There's gonna be neon on you here very soon.
Das ist aber eine kleine Gap.
I finished on B still.
Yeah, just don't try to react. It's way too far away.
In slow, off chance it could be stairs.
Okay, let's switch.
Well, could be another round all thanks to Hyber. In fact, he might be the only one to draw blood for the mates in this round. He gets 2 in heaven, puts the pit down, and Eintracht Frankfurt say, all right, have the round, take it.
Yeah, it's going to be too difficult to clear him out of that position. You're already a man down. You'd have to deal with everybody else. It's not worth it. It takes away so much. And you also just expect them to play the same post plan they have been with a lot of players back towards the ramp. 9-9. You sort of speak about these things in jest at times, like where, okay, yeah, they've had these good early starts and then the game slips away from them, but it is happening again. Fine track Frankfurt. As I was saying earlier, when mates were very far down. This is about they have lost 4 times in a row over the last few months. This includes a dominant defeat to the likes of Pacific, a couple of losses to Liquid and Vitality, never even making it to double digits. This is a map that you come in on the other side of things with a dominant loss victory versus focus. You expect that if this series is going to go the way of Eintracht Frankfurt, this map was a must. And it's now slipping out of their fingers.
Course correction in this round. Musashi's
Wir haben
got
fast
the
200
judge
Likes
again,
auf TikTok.
but more importantly, the
Schaffen die 200
showstopper.
Likes.
Mentioned it being online. This could be the round to use it, but he needs to make his way to the A site where a big fight's going down. The first is found, and it looks like they've kept them completely off site. A delay that the Nightfalls caused for mates. They look elsewhere. They look into heaven, a spot that has been left open for them to claim. But anywhere they go from here is being watched. Eintracht Frankfurt are happy to give up that control for two reasons. One, obviously, they're in a position where they've got a man advantage. They've got the sites to defend, but if this re-hit comes towards the A site, Musashi's got a showstopper. If they take the B site and a retake's needed, Musashi's got a showstopper.
True.
Oh, Jamelino already low, but again, he just pre-fires. All he needed was to get one, and well, okay. The showstopper doesn't get anything, but it has, in turn, been the dropping of the spike. Prox will find one, but the time really is ticking down for these remaining two players to get anything done. Being flanked on as well should make it an impossibility, and especially for Hyber now, this would have to be the best of the lot in terms of clutches. And Azuri is going to convert with 3
Sehr
in
geil.
the round.
Hi Dan, how are you doing?
It was a resurgence from mates,
Sehr gut,
but
sehr
they
gut.
won't be the first to hit double digits. Eintracht Frankfurt now look to start a streak of their own.
Yeah, clean work from Azuri. Again, he's the one that stops that first
Are you
iteration
good?
of the push. He's the
I'm
one
good.
that steals the showstopper's kill. He's the one to put a pin in the round as well. Very nicely done.
Hey! I'm look here! Come on!
And no doubt, that's given them a little bit of confidence. Matching up the kills of Musashi.
Watchparty, ja.
Jamelino on
Wir
a
machen eine
tear as well.
Watchparty.
That's a little bit of confidence.
Yeah. Oh, just you wait.
Jesse,
Wait till they hit
no,
11.
no, Jesse Thun, day
Well,
10.
Martine's been a problem, but no more. And Hyber, the one who stepped up to cover every
Sehr schöne Shots.
blind spot they've had, every issue solved by one of those two. Well, now 3
Hi,
players
Jeff.
gone. And a 5v2 with the spike down.
How
I
you
think Prox
doing?
might want to save that up.
Und Jesse,
But I don't
ja.
know that they're going to get a chance. There's so
Wer
much
spielt
time
gegen
on
wen?
this clock.
Du kannst hier unten sehen, ist einmal Gentleman's gegen
Really
Frankfurt.
have a choice but to just hold on to the weaponry, and you. Well, basically, you talked about confidence. That's
Frankfurt muss das
Jamelino just
gewinnen.
walking up, killing 2 players.
Falls
dropping the
Frankfurt das
spike, right?
verliert, sind die
That's all that really
raus. Das ist
happened
schon
in this
Lower
round.
Bracket.
Yeah, there was a nice spam at the beginning, but this was the
Das
deciding
ist
factor.
E-Sports.
Just
Das
one
ist E-Sports. Wir
youngster
machen gerade Watch Party.
completely taking over.
Frankfurt gegen
And there's
Gentleman's.
no doubt. Look
Lower
where he
bracket.
is. He's killing Prox in the back from the spawn. Like,
There goes the ult.
at this point, just let him W key forward. Sure, Mini is still alive. He should be dead to rights, and eventually
Wie war
Jamelino
die
will go
Arbeit bei
down.
dir?
But, the fact is, the round is already
Hi
over.
Richard, was
And they're
geht?
looking to try and remove this gun from Mini's hands. They know that this will add value for them, as the economy of mates will not allow for a good purchase in the next round. 11-9. It seemed like mates were just going to steamroll this attack half to victory. But there were some breaks on that train.
Yeah, contact A is normally a strategy the attack side does.
Schon für
not the defense,
30.
but for Jamelino, you know, I guess it works.
We will do this. We will do this.
Arbeitest du? Ja.
Well,
Und
you're
du?
running out of time, Hyber. 9 rounds on the board for Gentlemates. A 2-round gap, and 2 is all their opponents need. 1 misstep. If they falter for a moment,
He didn't
This
say
map is
what
done.
this was.
oh, true, lose it could be.
Yeah, we will do this. It could be
Win
win
2-1.
the series.
Yeah.
Ach
Or
so,
it could
aber
be
ja.
this round.
Beides.
It's not looking like this round at the start. An early trade. And Martine again. Maybe that's it. We will do this. We, being Martine, is going to go and kill everybody. That's already
Ich, Fulltime-Streamer?
2 entries for
Nee.
him. Gun retrieved. Plant
Da kann
to
ich ja
get
nicht meine
towards
Ausgaben
the
bezahlen.
dimensional drift. And while Musashi's missed the boat to at least catch one of those players, but maybe not. Prox is going back for a little bit more. The screen going up, but he wins the fight anyway. We will do this, is what Hyber said, and it's looking all right at the moment.
Prox down.
Doch,
Martin's
natürlich.
still on the site.
Nee.
Ult.
Also,
Gonna remove his weapon unless he flees into
ich
the
mein's
corner.
ernst. Ich bin nicht
Well, the TP to
Fulltime-Streamerin.
try to get out. Gatecrash should go through main. Into a safe spot at least. Okay, and he's found
Ich
his
mach
first.
das
That's
immer
it.
noch als
Round done.
Hobby,
He goes
Chat.
back and plays this with Hyber. But where is Hyber? Where's he gone? His shot through the smokes removed him. And now a smoke could give that cover. Fizzy could get it to half, but he looks for the swing early. Martine has bought time. He's done this perfectly. Fizzy could have just diffused,
Ob doch du das Fulltime? Nee. Ich habe bis letztes Jahr Sommer, Juli studiert. Ein Jahr Pause gemacht. Da habe ich das halt so ausprobiert, Fulltime.
Yeah, he's had a few of these. Like just able to win them a low by round. I think it was round number 15, like to basically get the streak going. He's now done it again where
was hast du studiert? Ich habe Kommunikationsdesign studiert.
And even with the openers he got, he still had to clutch. Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. It's basically having to be a one-man marching band at times. Okay,
ich habe meinen Bachelor of Arts.
Well,
Wie war dein Tag, Queen?
Nothing in this game so far from Mates has been convincing. Other than that man's ability once again.
Was genau arbeitest du, wenn ich fragen darf? Also ich mache basically Minijob. Remote. Bisschen Social Media, ein bisschen so managen.
There's a third scene, he's going for the kill! Martin, straight onto Fizzy! The B site should be open. It's Jamalino in their way, and the decoys caught the first shot.
Dein Tag. Hast du gut geschlafen?
I would say undeniable.
Mit wem spielt Frankfurt gegen Gentlemates?
Slow with the C's on its way. It could be dangerous. Denies the plant for now, but with Jamalino down, this round should be denied for the defensive side. A costly one as well. Credits on the line. They don't want to give it up. There's still some hope left. Starzo has to be able to find this kill. He's not being checked. He's not being thought about. It's a freebie, and it is converted. The round should be there on the back of it. I'd be surprised if he even goes for this.
Look at the positions. How do you get back into this angle?
It's got to be a save
without dying. Like it's impossible. And for Azuri, it almost feels like a scenario of like, I want to at least get one, but it's just not worth it. They need to keep their own economy going, and again, Mates have...
Tja.
Well, it was Martin with the opener. It was Mini with a high impact kill on that backline as well, getting rid of Jamalino.
Und davon kommt heute weiter. Ich hoffe doch. Weil wenn die jetzt nicht weiterkommen, sind die halt raus. Müssen das Game heute gewinnen. Schon Lower Brackets. Ich hoffe es. Das wäre so wichtig. Das wäre so toll. Und Split ist gerade halt Frankfurt-Pick. Das wäre so wichtig.
He could have went to the spawn.
Zum Glück noch nicht, erst am 15.
They needed the credits. He was 2 away from ult as well. And Starzo says, no, let's all 3 of us exit together in main. A good call.
Aber Jamalino hat Ult.
11 to 11.
Also wir haben Neon-Ult und wir haben immer noch Astra-Wall.
Cost you a map that's so nearly yours. And for Mates, the wind in their sails just needs to carry them a little bit further.
I'll find you.
Well, we've seen a lot of victories
Wie geht's dir?
Weaker buys. The Jamalino overdrive had one in the first half where he ended up fighting into the same spawn he spawned in this half.
Hallo Jonas, was geht?
It looks like an A play is the plan though. There's still a TP available for Martin just to escape
Leute auf TikTok, schaut gerne auf Twitch vorbei. Bessere Qualität.
That overdrive is saved and a serious opportunity,
Alter,
but it's actually Azuri from the
Azuri.
backside. Jamalino was just firing warning shots. Even still though there is time to go back in the other direction, but Musashi still here.
Und wir haben, nice, richtig, wir haben fast 2k Likes auf TikTok. Es fehlen noch 200 Likes. Lasst ein Like und Follow auf TikTok. Und kommt auf die bessere App. Für wen bist du? Natürlich Frankfurt, was ist für eine Frage? Schade. 2 gegen 2.
It's in favor for Mates, ticking away. The plant open for Martin, and with no smokes available, they've still got a wall at least. They could throw that up to block an angle, but Jamalino doesn't want to block it. He wants to stand on it. Fight for the line, and another connected by Azuri.
Okay, one more. Okay, noch bitte keine Overtime. Ich kann das nicht. Bitte keine Overtime. Ich kann das nicht. Oh mein Gott.
Honestly, the Azuri's been fantastic, but
ich schaff keine Overtime. Auf jeden Fall, genau.
TikTok,
Link in der Biografie oder in der Story. Die bessere Qualität, weil auf TikTok im Hochformat ist das halt ein bisschen abgeschnitten. Ich krieg's halt nicht besser hin, ist ein bisschen schwierig. Deswegen kriegt ihr das auf dem Uncut-Channel und auf der Linan-App viel besser zu sehen.
They've won a lot cleaner rounds when they have done it, but I see Martin with a rifle. And that's enough for me.
Ey, wir haben 2K! Danke, wir haben fast 3K! Holy shit, danke schön.
I brought the late lurk. As a prowler comes through on A, it's that flash from Martin. They decided not to throw it, decided not to scale into this, and it looks like Eintracht Frankfurt will do it for them. Pushing forward, Jamelinho falls.
Okay. 3 gegen 3.
Zuri's done the work, but that was a man who wanted to find a kill, was 2 away from a showstopper. That rocket launcher will never materialize here. With the final round in a 3v3, but it's mates with the upper hand. They know that they don't have to commit to the A site. The defense can't really defend the whole map anymore, and if they do, well, you've got a 3v1 fight coming your way.
Yeah, the good thing for mates as well is they had weaknesses. They had an SMG in the mix, so this has just given them a bunch of upgrades. This early fight has worked for them, but Monster, well placed. First goes his way. Second not quite, but the second layer will be enough.
Erste Map gewonnen. Okay, sehr schön, sehr schön.
This map belonged to Eintracht Frankfurt. Pretty much since the get-go.
W's. Okay, geil. Okay, wichtig.
Yeah, they gave him a little bit of rope to climb back into the game, but
so das heißt, wer kriegt Interview?
13-11. Eintracht Frankfurt competing from the get-go.
Oh my God.
Number 1. And now
sehr gut.
Need the reverse sweep to stand
sehr gut.
Their map pick of Haven is coming up next. If they're to do it, they'll have to do it there. But for now, it looks like Eintracht Frankfurt are on cloud 9.
Danke für den Follow auf TikTok. Danke für die 3K. Dankeschön.
Thank you so much for joining me, Azuri. That was a very close second half. How did you make sure to close it out?
I mean, the first half, I have to say, we started a bit, like, I individually started myself a bit rough as well. I was missing like brawlers against the wall and shit. So I think we're a bit, not nervous, but a bit hectic. We were reacting too fast. And on the defense, on second half, like you said, it was also a bit the same. So we calmed down a bit. We were fighting together more, especially on the sides, you know. And I guess it worked out. We played the advantages a bit safer, a bit more disciplined as well. So I guess that was it.
Lovely to hear. Well, hopefully you can get your first win here in Berlin. Best of luck on the next map. As for you guys at home, we're going to be back after this quick break.
Ist das so groß? Das ist richtig groß.
Like scream as well if we win a round? I'm screaming always, bro. After it happens. Hey! Go! Hey! Let's go!
Ich will, dass sie sich für die Playoffs qualifizieren. Dann haben die auch eine Crowd, weil gerade haben die keine Crowd. Okay, gleich geht's weiter. Frankfurt gewonnen. Sehr schön. Nice. So. Geil. Die war schon, also Frankfurt hat jetzt erste Map gewonnen, ist jetzt auch Map-Pick von Frankfurt gewesen. Split. Danach spielen wir Haven und Haven ist Gentleman's Pick. Bin ich sehr gespannt, wie das wird. Ich denke mal, so in 5 Minuten geht's gleich weiter. Geil. Wichtig. Wichtig. Sehr wichtig.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Ich habe eine coole Sache vorbereitet. Vielleicht kriegen wir das sogar heute hin. Und zwar gibt es so eine Seite, die heißt Music Hub. Das ist ziemlich cool. Sind das die richtigen Songs? Jojo noch beliebt. Okay, ich fange mal an. Basically müssen wir jetzt einfach nur gucken, welche Musik besser ist. Okay, da weiß ich auf jeden Fall schon, wer gewonnen hat. Wir haben einmal Undefeated. Oh, hör ich nix? Ah, ich höre nix. Warte mal. Wie lange haben wir noch Zeit? 2 Minuten. Okay, easy peasy, kriegen wir hin. Yo, wir rushen durch, Ah! Okay. Kenn ich? Banger-Song. Banger-Song. Ist voll laut. Banger-Song. Aber für mich ist es Renegade wegen ISO und Undefeated wegen SGE. Songs, Abfahrt, Gruppe B. Fire Again. Kennt man? One Punch. Warum ist das so laut? Das ist richtig laut. One Punch. Okay, das kenne ich actually nicht. Oh, das kenne ich auch actually nicht. Bin ich lost? Warum kenne ich das nicht? Okay. Es ging an Frankfurt gerade eben. Ich sage Fire Again is Guy und One Punch. Next one. Gruppe C. Oh, Ego is amazing. Two Words ist auch amazing. Ja, die anderen muss ich noch nicht mal hören. Two Words muss man mitnehmen. Gruppe D. Wähle deine 2 Favoriten. Okay. Last Shot in my Zone. Ja, natürlich. Also muss ich nicht mal nachdenken. Oh mein Gott. Okay, das wird schwierig. Run. W-Song. Auch W-Song. Warum ist das so laut? Ja, die nehme ich. Und Gruppe F. Dann nehmen wir Clarity Sky und Pearl-Musik ist W. Aber der ist auch geil. Oh nein! Okay, das ist jetzt schwierig. My lawyer said don't oder Casa de Vigo. Oh. Ich glaube, ich nehme My lawyer said don't. Die for You Banger. Und ich kenne den Song actually nicht. Aber naja. Es gibt Sounds. MIA ist geil. Mir weiß. Und Villain ist richtig geil. Auch richtig nice. Toxic. Wow. Auch geil. Das Feld rausgekommen ist. So. Viele Gruppen. Boah! Das ist die letzte Gruppe. Superpower und One. Okay. Hä? Ach so, Wildplätze. Aha. Okay, die finde ich auch gut. Okay. Okay. Boah, das muss aber jetzt weitergeben, ne? Ja, okay. Ist länger als gedacht. Okay, let's go. Ich bin kurz auf Klo, ich komme nicht wieder.
Sometimes we're the same. Like we're like and then we're like 3, 2, 1 and we do this.
Yeah.
But it was very funny that we didn't cut it. That was very. They locked in.
Yeah, it was like the Frank Lampard where they're just like, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, actually, we most repeated sentencing. We got some inspiration from NRG, and yeah, that was it. Great win for them. I'm very happy. I mean, it was. Made a lot of sense that they were celebrating like that because things got very, very close, especially in that second half.
Yeah, for sure. I want to start off with mates on the defense though, Cairo. There were some comments that you were making about them not playing around the composition, maybe in the way in which they should have been.
Yeah. For me, like we were thinking about doing like kind of showing a couple rounds, but I decided against it. But very early on, we saw the duelists not being on the extremities, especially Martin Joro being very far back and holding the angle from that front. Whereas if you've got a Yoru, you want to be aggressive with that Bear and you want to be taking space, or at least have the Jet take that space because you've got 2 agents that can disengage.
Totally. For me, is the lack of those kind of plays, maybe lacking because of the money situation as well. Couldn't get the operator online. Yeah. And to me, I wanted to also talk about this round number 8. Mates uses the pit here. Mini's using also his ultimate. And look at how good this utility from the side of SGE is. Not only this, they also use the Vice ult. And Martin decides to try and get the time in and go into this pick. Monster is so ready. We were hearing the coaches highlighting he good is as an anchor, but he's also so good as the lurker. He was all alone in the situation, manages to get to and wins the round for them. Now, previously, also in the same game, we've seen mates like, Azuri has hold, we're not going to play in this part of the map because we don't want to get countered. But just because of this combined split play that they do on split, it works so well. The crunch works so well for SGE.
No, it really did, and I think the SGE's start, I mean, Mitch and Tom were saying it on the desk, or on the cast, sorry, that they are really good at getting these starts, but at the same time, Gentlemates are terrible at starting maps. Now, I've looked at the past, like, since the BBL game, the EP game, and now in towards the Frankfurt game, and I think there's 3 halves out of what is 6 maps where they actually are positive in the first 6 rounds. That's ridiculous.
I can tell you're very passionate about this. But do you want to know something I'm passionate about? Seeing Hyber on the stage.
Yay!
He was doing the energy that he's bringing, Bea. He has just been a delight to watch.
Listen, for a moment, I felt that we were seeing
So,
hits
hi Rainer.
wanted to just hunt on Hyber. And do not get me wrong, there was a few rounds where he did go down pretty quickly, but he was putting up a fight. And especially when we got into these ecos, when we got into this sheriff round, so we heard there's a new sheriff in town at the end.
Sehr schön.
Man, all things considered. He's doing great. I think that the question still stands for the rest of the team.
Yeah, it really does.
So for Gentlemates then, we think that this was a good roster change, or maybe we're...
I mean, although they have lost Split has been a terrible map for them this year. They've swapped comps in the last 5 times that they played it. They've been playing different things, still managing with all things considered this to a 13-11. And how, at least I was seeing SGE playing on the first half, being like, damn, they really have this under control. Off of each other. Moving on to Haven also, and with the change that we saw with Martin going on to the Euro, is this something that we would like to see again?
I don't know on Haven.
They were pretty good at the beginning of the year when they played the Euro.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it depends on what they do off the back of it, because you want to refight a lot of space on Haven.
So
I don't know if that's good enough. But at the same time, I mean, you can't knock Martin's Phoenix either. So I think that's a bit interesting.
Yeah. So you're.
I'm not passionate about either. I think like the Euro has the benefit.
Okay, there's Yoru, there's Phoenix. But what about the other side? Are you passionate about SG's breach?
So.
No, I'm not.
Dankeschön, der.
You gotta have a couple of flashes.
No, that is true. But the one thing I'll say about SGE, the way they play Haven is they play like a death ball. That is just pure 5 agents. If you're going to try and take them off guard, it's not happening. It's very standard Haven. It's very basic. It's the same composition they've been running for the longest time. I think this should be a third map, but I wouldn't be surprised if Frankfurt upset on this.
One of the reasons why I also wanted to show that round number 8 is because of the synergy in several parts of the map, but everything falling together to actually get that. And that is something that they're 100% going to need with playing this composition. I think the Jamalin is going to be amazing, and especially if Azuri keeps up what he's been doing in the last map. I know that he was hard on himself about the first half, and I was like, Nah, you were fine, man.
I feel like he had some of the most impact, especially in the second half, though, when we're speaking about Azuri. And I think that it's really interesting that we actually get to see a double initiator composition. That's not something that we've been seeing a lot in the EMEA.
Yeah, absolutely not. But for me, everything is on
Oh, okay.
They need to be aggressive. They need to be creative, because this is do or die for them from now on.
For sure. Now,
okay, muss kurz nach was nachschauen.
Thank you very much, Billy. Well, map number 2, the question on our minds is, will we get to a third? It was a crazy close map number 1. A real world where mates could have been coming in here.
Okay.
1-0 up.
Abyss, ja, ich freue mich sehr. Okay. Geil, let's go. Nächste Map, Haven. Gentlemates Pick. Bin sehr, sehr gespannt. Sehr, sehr gespannt. Wir starten als Attack. Let's go, Chat. Seid ihr gut drauf? Noch 400 Likes auf TikTok und ich hoffe, ihr seid alle gut drauf.
A 6-1 in the last few months for the side of mates, beating the likes of Vitality, a close defeat to Furt, beating NRG. Like, it's a very good map for them. 7-0 in the last few months.
Ja, das über der Map Rotation, da ist noch gar nicht zu 100% confirmed. Immer warten, bis Valorant was offiziell bis wenn was offiziell postet. Und wie gesagt, gefühlt jeder sagt immer was anderes. Deswegen immer warten, bis Premiere Map-Pool da ist oder irgendwie was gepostet wird. Patch Notes. Sowas mäßig, ne? Also ich habe irgendwie auf Twitter heute Morgen gelesen, dass Icebox reinkommt, Split entfernt wird. Keine Ahnung, dann doch irgendwie was anderes gelesen, wo jemand gesagt hat, nee, Breeze oder so. Keine Ahnung. Alles komisch. Ich habe bei dem... Wie ist diese Seite? Hier bei Velo Leaks. Breeze out, Abyss in... Das hier. Also, Valorant Leaks hat gemeint, Breeze out, Abyss in, Split stays in the map pool and Icebox will not return. Deswegen, I don't know. Hi Angus, was geht? Nice, sehr schön. Sorry AG, my bad. My bad. Ich vergessen. Weiß ich nicht. Es war so Autopilot. Und es gibt immer Replay. Rede. Clemens, Rede.
An aftershock kill for Azuri. Yeah, not a bad start. 5 versus 3.
Wenn ich Zeit momentan.
They've got a bit of danger brewing around mid. They're re-clearing it now. They've seen one of the players who pushed up, but they didn't see procs.
Ja, sorry, my bad. Sorry, einfach daran nicht gedacht, ganz kurz. Bisschen entspannen, chillen. Aber ein bisschen chillen. Ist ja nicht so, dass ich das jedes Mal mache, oder? Oder bin ich jeden Tag hier am Watchpartyen und dann vor einem Ace gehe ich kurz raus und zeig euch irgendwie einen Tweet oder was auch immer. Ja doch, ist kacke alles? Okay, sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad.
Are you proud of that one? You've been sitting on that for a while? No. No, that just popped in. Yeah. Moment of brilliance. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Das Game lauter? Na klar. Du bist noch leise.
That's the thing. It's
sollte nicht laut sein.
At this point, they're trying to just go down to the spike.
Sollte laut sein.
And that means that they should hide, maybe even go
Wir lieben die
into
Technik.
There we go. I was waiting. I was like, no, you're speaking at that time, and there's something coming. There's something coming. But I didn't want to believe it, Tom. I didn't want to believe it.
Okay, ja
That's
geil.
gangs called as well. Hibernation.
Well, a 2-0 start for Eintracht Frankfurt.
We love our streamer, danke. Ich habe auf jeden Fall heute Banger-Content geplant, auch IRL und so. Hoffentlich funktioniert das alles.
It was, what, 7-2? Before the scoreline started to close in on them. See if they can continue this momentum into the third round. For mates, a buy up and Martin on the Phoenix, it's no guarantee.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, like something I've always known is that if anybody hates puns more than anybody else, it is of course the guys producing the show. So we're going to listen to the Eintracht Frankfurt comms.
Ich spiele sehr gerne Killjoy.
I'm going back. Yeah, walking down mid now. Can be mid close.
Yeah. Let's retake A. Let's go retake A as 5. Let me pick the angle first. Let me pick the angle first.
Let me hold mid, please.
I hold stun. I'm just gonna drone close, guys, and we can go for execute after, okay?
I hold stun for lobby.
Actually, Andre, you can lurk, yeah, it's fine. I think let's go together.
Nothing.
We expect us to lurk on this bonus.
Kinda need to commit, yeah.
It's fine, lurk is fine. We can maybe cancel this even. Andre, I talked at garage. There's no garage.
Yeah,
come along, I will reveal long. Check my right side, please. I will reveal side.
Wait. Riyad, I flash, I stun, and then I flash right side. Okay.
Ready? I can ready now.
3, 2, 1, stunning.
One more. Two more.
You can flash engage maybe.
Too long.
I'm walking out. Yeah, long time. You find it, don't die. You have to kill them, I think. They're putting Luca, Freddy. I cannot.
30 seconds. 115 on Phoenix.
What is this, by the way?
115 on Phoenix.
2B.
Monster broke the trap. He was spotted towards Garage. And that re-aggression from Mates, almost a direct response, but they were already on the way. They take the spike, drop it, and leave pretty much no opportunity for Eintracht Frankfurt to get back into this round. The idea to go back and re-clear A, it was a good one. There was only one player there. Starzo was alone, but they took so long to get up long that, well, there were 3 players ready to refight it on the defensive side. A good mid-round comp from Mates to get involved instead of sit back and wait, and that's given them their first.
Yeah, I think a great flash as well from Martin. The timing of this flash, they're looking to try and trade out moments after the contact. The flash just leaves everybody blind. Makes it so easy for them to get that next kill. I think he's going to be a massively important piece, as he always is, but like the last time they played this map versus Vitality, 33-22, and they won in overtime in a 16-14.
Yeah, we're really changing it up here for Hybrid. Those beat traps are moving around constantly. Last time it was more towards the A connector, a little further back.
Das ist auch richtig W als Hyper. Immer dein Setup und so anpassen.
Predictable route, or much more easily punishable if it goes the other way. For Eintracht Frankfurt, that's a big fight. If Fizzy found that, the trips are down, the quick bounce, and it doesn't matter because he finds it moments later. The Hunter's Fury caught onto Martin. And this round, it looks done, but Fizzy is low. There is still a chance for a couple of well-placed bullets to drag Mates back into the round. The question is, will they even risk taking those fights? And it looks like yes.
Oh, they're definitely risking it. They only really need 1 rifle save to have a goodbye in the next round. And well, they're not getting that, that's for certain. Unless Mini could just leave. Nice shot, at least 1. Trying to reduce the amount of weaponry the opponents have. It still doesn't feel like a round victory is possible unless mass mistakes are made. With the grab, well, Fizzy buying more and more time. Just knowing he's alive is enough to cause general irritation. I think this might be the moment where Mini realizes, yeah, you know what, actually I would like to keep this gun into the next round. Again, a hot start for Eintracht Frankfurt. 3-1 in the lead.
Astra so geil.
And for Mates, Mini will have to just live to fight another day.
Yeah, that's 2 out of 3, or 2 out of 4 rounds, pardon me, so far. Fizzy's been able to find a 3K. He's having a decent start, it's fair to say. Very important stuff as well.
1 enemy remaining.
Cleaning up Starzo, going for the wrap.
Me and you, buddy, me and you.
Going for the wrap on low HP. You know, he's not going to do a great job if he stands his ground and takes a heads-up duel.
4K.
So instead, goes for the backstab, goes for the contain.
Get it, guys!
The round win as a result, 3-1. Rifles in the hands
Und ein bisschen Stimmung im Chat. Wir haben die Prediction vergessen für die zweite Map. GG's.
Things haven't gotten
Können auch ganz schnell Prediction machen.
Just yet. If they fall flat in
5
this
Minuten
round,
Chat.
it's going to be a huge boost to the attacking side with an eco coming up next.
Go, go, go.
Wir machen Prediction 5 Minuten. 3 Minuten, 2 Minuten, 2 Minuten. Macht schnell, macht schnell, macht schnell. Macht schnell, macht schnell. Schnell, 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 schnell. Wer gewinnt zweite Map, Chat?
Position to correct onto, but yeah, the fact that there's then the re-swing out from Prox, maybe slightly unnecessary, and while knowing the position of Fizzy, this is unnecessary, but Hyba has no idea. Hyba has no idea. He's looking for a second player, and I think he was just making sure that he wasn't immediately traded. He probably could have gone for the knife if he wanted to, but Fizzy is not risking survival in this tournament for a little bit of flair. I think back to a nightmare of a man pulling out a knife on this very map and someone turning around and shooting him. Sorry, Solcast.
Was nehmen wir daraus? Jack Corners. Aber Gentlemans wird saven.
If I remember correctly.
I'll be honest, I just remember the moment of him getting shot in the face. I also remember Mystic's flash on this map.
Yeah, that was this guy.
Mystic Flash.
Good times, man.
Good times.
That was the Sky before. You actually had a choice, didn't you? You could let the flash just fade away if you didn't activate it in time. So you didn't even need to blind, because now if you throw it, it is going to blow up regardless. But back in the day, you didn't have to blind your teammates. It was a choice. So
True.
Just keep that in mind.
Ich erinnere mich daran.
Anyways, I'm going to get an angry message in a few minutes for Eintracht Frankfurt. they might get a few angry messages from some French fans if the game keeps going this way. This is a beautiful start. Oh, we did say for mates, they're sort of forced into a low buy round in the next, at a minimum, probably an eco, 2 rifles saved and a run it back. I mean, listen, a gambler might go for it, but I don't think mates are in a position to roll the dice at the minute. Eintracht Frankfurt, Fizzy 7-1, 2 3Ks in the first 4 rounds. And frankly, like, Azuri was a marvel on the defensive side last time. Hasn't had to do anything here. You look at Jamelinho, pretty quiet for the moment. These things are not going to persist.
Guys, is this a live game or what?
5 rounds in, bro. 5 rounds in, he's having a life game.
Time out!
Oh, I thought he said, is this a live game? Like, basically insinuating that...
I don't know.
Hi, Julian.
He said, is this a live game?
I think you're right, but I thought it was way more toxic than that. So is this a live game? Am I against bots?
Yo, are we in rehearsals, or when's the game start?
I think I've read that wrong, but
okay,
yeah,
Because, yeah, I think he gets the 3Ks, then he gets the positioning diff on Hyber there. Could have even been a knife kill. I think he was being a bit more jovial, but well, maybe I'll ask him later. Maybe he'll say, I was saying, are we live? Is this on? Is this thing on? Someone plug their mice in. Well, maybe that's what the timeout's for. Mates, needing a solution early on. It's the same story as Split. But remember, on Split, they did get back into the game. It just was too little, too late.
Well, yeah, I think they've proven in some of their previous maps of this that, again, like they can have a struggle on the defensive side and then pull out fantastic attack sides versus both Foot and Vitality.
Ich muss sagen, deine Watchpartys sind richtig angenehm zum Anschauen. Dankeschön. Ja, ich werde auf jeden Fall auf YouTube auf meinem Uncut-Channel das auch nochmal hochladen. Ich konnte jetzt beim letzten Mal das nicht hochladen. Das erste Game von Frankfurt, weil ich da meinen Subathon gemacht habe und ich brauche richtig lange, um das hochzuladen, weil mein Internet nicht so gut ist. Aber dieses Game kommt auf YouTube. Das habe ich auch öfters vor. So, das ist, glaube ich, sehr cool, so Uncut für Leute, die so was nebenbei schauen möchten oder so. Ja, Dankeschön auf jeden Fall.
Incredibly easy thus far. A 1-4-5. It's always a painful one.
Ich komme nicht aus Frankfurt. Ich weiß auch gar nicht, ob gerade wieder so eine Watchparty ist vor Ort. Aber es wird auf jeden Fall sehr cool. Wenn Frankfurt der Zweiter kommt, bin ich sehr gespannt. Dann ist es sehr wichtig auf jeden Fall, wenn sie einfach gerade auch im Lower Bracket sind. Dann bin ich sehr gespannt, gegen wen sie dann spielen. Heißt du, was geht?
Eintracht Frankfurt, well, talked about a clean round. A round or two ago being a big deal.
Gehst du für die Playoffs nach Barcelona? Also, ich bin für die Playoffs in Berlin und für die Finals bin ich auch in Barcelona. Yes. Ich mache ein bisschen vor Ort Banger-Content. Berlin bin ich dann am 22. und am 23. Und dann bin ich am 24. wieder zurück. Dann ist Gamescom und dann fliege ich halt nach Barcelona für die Finals. Und das will ich auch gleich zeigen. Es gibt bei den Finals ein Fanfest, das wurde gestern auf Social gepostet. Und übelst geil. Wann ist Berlin? Ja, also die Playoffs sind Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. Ich glaube auch sogar Donnerstag. Das heißt, es sind Games mit Crowd, weil gerade sind die Games ohne Crowd. Das ist ein bisschen schade, weil wie cool wäre das denn bitte, eine Crowd zu haben, wenn du auf Stage spielst. Ich bin am 33. nicht auf der Gamescom. Hi Hakan, was geht? Genau, auf jeden Fall, ich freue mich sehr auf ein Fanfest, wird richtig geil. Da gibt es wieder super viele Sachen zu kaufen. Gentlemates, Fnatic und so haben ein Booth sozusagen, da kann man bestimmt Jerseys kaufen und ich will ein Gentleman's Jersey kaufen, weil es clean gibt. Vielleicht kaufe ich mir auch Fnatic, ich weiß noch nicht, ich bin am Überlegen. Aber es gibt super viele geile Minigames wieder, wie in Masters London und ich freue mich richtig darauf. Also checkt gerne meine Socials, damit ihr keine Videos verpasst vor Ort und auch nicht die Stories auf Instagram. Super geil. Ich freue mich sehr. Auf jeden Fall, ja. Berlin freue ich mich auch sehr, meiner Crowd wieder zu sein. Ich habe ein bisschen Content geplant. Kann man geil umsetzen vor Ort mit den Leuten. Finde ich immer richtig toll.
That's what they've got to work with. They had to run it back. Martin's got a second chance at life, but he was picked off before he could activate it. So that rifle on the floor won't come back. Mini's down to 10 HP, and still all of those ultimates available.
Ja,
They're going to use one on C, and mates are playing off-site for this exact reason.
Ja, doch Stream. Ich werde mein Setup mitnehmen.
But look at the wrap by Mini. I think he's dead to rights. Fizzy
Geil.
on his life game. He's got the perfect read.
Yeah, maybe the easiest one he's got so far, the flood.
Oh, don't spam that, Musashi!
Oh, wow, the flash on the other side, either way, has kept it with an advantage.
Prox
has definitely had his moments, and this is another to add to the collection. A much-needed clutch play coming out from Prox. Way too close for comfort, but mates will take a second round.
That's, listen, I love, see Prox save the Odin. I love it.
Rebel clutch, by the way.
Rebel clutch, yeah, indeed, connected. What the hell was he thinking? Spamming inside that smoke with an Odin. He's a madman. He's left to a sliver of HP, which granted didn't make a difference in the end. He got headshot.
Nice! Let's go!
But my God, he's lost his mind. I mean, that man just opened the door to death and invited them in. I don't know what he was thinking. Either way, mates are more than happy to see that round go their way. They lost Martin early, which means they still have to run it back to work with. But the economy for the attackers is not going anywhere. They're right back to a full buy. They lose this, they'll be right back to a full buy. They have lost a crucial piece in their Rolling Thunder. That shock dart didn't land. That shock dart looks like it's built for Killjoy's setup. Not for an alarm bot being there, not for a trap wire.
Oder maybe abgebaut, einfach falsch gebaut.
Well, 5-2. Mates looking to start a streak of their own.
Happens. Passiert.
Their survival in the tournament is
Frankfurt und Navi machen
on the line. The same for Eintracht Frankfurt, but expectations on these two teams is very different. And it seems like, at least for now, the read is good. And with a run it back available for Martin and a Hunter's Fury, a push into this A site might be a death trap.
Well, yeah.
Schaut von euch die Sonnenfinsternis an.
The stack is on A. Mates have the read. Eintracht Frankfurt think they played with the information early, but a missed shock dart has stacked the odds against them. The ult activated here for Martin. Well, his run it back is not looking all too hot, but he's kept them back for a moment. He's delayed the trap. Still online up close.
Clemens, das machst du nicht.
All the way into the site. Jamalinho.
Ich glaube ab 19:20 Uhr, aber du musst auf dem Berg oder so stehen, damit du das sehen kannst.
Another still to work with, but the Thorns baited out successfully. Time. Well, actually, the Thorns have slowed them. They can't follow
19 Uhr?
up on that Hunter's Fury. It gives
irgendwie so ab 19 Uhr auf jeden Fall.
Fight. Ready to burst. Azuri playing behind the wall on the other side. They dive in together, and Musashi by his side gives Azuri all he needs to put 6-2 on the board. A similar strong start in the early half to what we saw over on Split.
Nein, Day, das machst du auch nicht.
He pretty
das
much
geht
gave
nicht,
his
Chat.
life for both of those kills.
Yeah. No, it was. I also want to go back to the talking point that Cairo was making on the desk. We highlighted the idea that Eintracht Frankfurt always has the good starts, but this is leading into his stat that mates normally have poor starts.
Nein, der du auch nicht.
It kind of does it make me believe that okay, we should almost ignore these first few rounds and wait for the comeback, or are mates just gone? Like, is this them done? Is this their year over? Is 2026 going to be the year of hope, where it started fantastically? Oh, wow! Monster!
Geile Shots.
Dare I say it, it's been in the name for a while, but a couple of crispy shots, and while they know that there's still players around this position,
Woo!
Monster can sniff an eco ace. I don't think he's going to get it. Stars on the other side of the map. Okay. Azuri obviously missed on purpose to give his teammate the ace, right?
Small gap by Prox. Very nicely done. He's caught Monster. There is still
was ein nicer Shot. Oh mein Gott.
Delivers so much, but drops the final package. Starzo on 9
HP.
Jesse. Shouldn't stand a chance.
Was denn? Wie denn?
Wie? The headshot's not going to be enough.
Ich habe nichts in meine Kamera.
Looking just to play
das kann nämlich auch das Objektiv und so kaputt machen. Nee. Erstens, ich liege ja dann, wo ich wohne, und dann zweitens, ich habe keinen
got to make a mistake.
Nicht zu meiner Kamera.
Yeah, it would have to be. Playing on site's the only thing, but one of those bullets from Musashi is enough, and he's got a lot locked and loaded. Starzo's got a swing, and of course he's being cautious. He doesn't know where they are, but he's found out the hard way. 7-2. It's deja vu.
Yeah, again, this was the moment where we started to see mates climb back into it, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the sort of person that's like really leaning into superstition. Right
ja, okay, ich tippe mich hin.
Maybe this is the moment where we're going to see the change
Hi,
of the
Gabby!
mood.
They're 7-2 down. They've fallen into their trap.
Exactly. It's like, this is where
Time out! Okay, wir können jetzt darüber reden.
Eintracht Frankfurt don't win a 7th round. That's what they want.
It just, yeah, I can't sit there as a
Barcelona hat ein Fanfest, wird super, super geil, ist wieder free.
Yeah.
Für alle.
I do think that it's something that you can't think, like, logically, is 7-2
Es gibt Teamboost.
Is it like the sleeper
Supergeil.
agent activation code for mates?
Hier haben wir das Übersicht, super geil. Ich freue mich sehr darauf, das ist richtig, richtig cool. Ich nehme euch auf jeden Fall mit auf Socials, also checkt gerne Instagram und TikTok und YouTube ab. Ein paar Videos und Stories posten. Hallöchen Jojo und hallo Jojo und hallo Freaka, wie geht's? Was geht? Video anrufen Community, also ich werde auf jeden Fall aus Barcelona RL streamen. Ich habe jetzt alles gefixt, ich brauche einfach eine bessere Powerbank und Internet, aber Internet habe ich. Bei Spanien und so. Entsprechend easy. Ihr könnt euch richtig auf die Streams freuen. Ich versuche, vielleicht kann ich sogar alles streamen, aber ich weiß nicht, wie das mit meinem Internet aussehen wird, aber ich versuch's auf jeden Fall. Mit den Mics habe ich das auch gefixt. Ich habe die Lösung gefunden, ich check, wie ich das machen muss. Wenn das dann wirklich vor Ort nicht klappt, ich habe zu Hause 5-mal getried.
Close in the beam and smoke.
Fighter, I have garage.
I clear, I fully clear, guys. In the old round to retake.
Oh, what? Garage.
Ooh.
You're in garage?
Yeah, I have it. I blocked it. I'm fine.
Yeah. Guys, just play as 3, please. Stack as 3 people and just fight. I have full.
Ja, also du kannst ja gucken, ob die Verbindung mit den Mics da ist oder nicht in Mobbeln. Und immer wenn ich das jetzt mache, geht's. Das ist also kein Disconnect oder so.
Keep fighting. They wanted to fake. One long. Go see prox. Bridge was both long. One more. Wait, I have drone. Can you reset?
Ich hoffe auch, dass es geht.
You can just blind the choke.
Wäre sehr cool.
Come, let's curva swing this. Red, wait.
Gute Besserung! Gute Besserung, Shoyo!
30 seconds left.
It's me.
Walk. I will hold garage. Drop down. Here.
Nice! Good job.
Let's go!
Oh, perfect timing by Prox has closed out that round, and 7-2. The rally cry that mates needed, and they've answered.
Yeah, pauses are up. The game still feels like it's firmly in the hands of Eintracht Frankfurt, and we mentioned it before, but they've been building up economy as they go. Rolling Thunder available into this round, so maybe a more direct approach available to them. And for the mates, they're still in the same boat. Like they can't afford to let a round slip from this stage, otherwise the economy is going to suffer for it. Early challenge towards this side of the fake smoke is perfect. Prox falls for the bait, but nice work from Mini with the trade. That's Azuri down, that's also the Rolling Thunder down.
A big piece removed, although mates have done well to avoid it. In the one round it was used. Eintracht Frankfurt resetting, and the steps are heard. Movement towards this A site red. Martins rotating through the spawn. Mini's going to go join them.
Also wirklich ganz viel Liebe. Gute Besserung, Shoyo.
Again, same as what you heard last round. Starzo plays one side, the others fight this as 3. And it was enough to give them a round on the board in the previous for mates. Starzo's flank is should be what decides this. That was a brave drop from Hyper, and it's forced them all into a fight. A fight that they have not won, but at least the spike down. Unfortunately, Starzo can't hold it. That looked promising for a second, but no longer.
Yeah, I want to see that from Monster's point of view, because it seemed like
Trinken, Chat, nicht vergessen, stay hydrated.
Definitely weren't a bad one. But he's just, yeah.
Oh mein Gott, Clemens. Aber Leute, wo ist die Stimmung für Frankfurt? Wir müssen doch Liebe da lassen. Die Stimmung ist ein bisschen zu wenig in meinem Chat. Bisschen mehr Stimmung da lassen. Wo sind die Frankfurt-Fans? Wo sind die Frankfurt-Fans? Bisschen Liebe da lassen. Abfahrt.
Might be calling this his life game. He's not even first on the board anymore. He's been overtaken by Monster.
Monster said he wanted to prove himself, and he did on map 1. But obviously, he felt like there was more to show.
Was ist da passiert alles? Alter, ist ja... okay. Okay.
He's taking that space. The smoke fades.
Oh, schade.
Hunter's Fury to try to recover. It's on Starzo. Good tags, but they made it a little too far away. Still, man advantage is huge for Mates. Monsters caught by the flash.
Probleme, Chat.
Well, it looks like a fourth will finally fall into the hands of Mates. Try as he
Wollen die wieder kein Free-9-Curse machen?
Too big of a task in front of Azuri. 8-4 at the halftime.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's enough for Mates.
No, well, it wasn't enough last time, but they did manage to
wichtig.
start off on a hot foot in the last, and for Eintracht Frankfurt, they sit there again in an advantageous position. A man that was hoping to be a part of the resurgence of the Mates was Hyber, and we spoke to him earlier in the day.
Thank you so much for joining me, Hyber. I wanted to kick things off with, for people that might not know you, you are one of the OGs. You just called yourself Unk before we started this interview. How would you describe your Valorant history?
I mean, lots of history. Played a lot of roles, played in a lot of different regions and teams. A lot, not like fully, but like Spanish league, French league, everything. Been there, done that, you could say.
And how is it now being on such a prestigious organization when it comes to the French fans? How are they?
Just amazing. Like, honestly, to be honest, like, I was a bit scared going in. You know, like, I'm a bit older than the other players. So I was like, how are the fans gonna take it? I've gotten so many nice messages. Like,
Leute, ich brauche das Jersey von Gentleman.
It's just amazing, amazing.
Es ist pink, es ist süß. Schaut euch die Details an. Ich brauche es. Ich brauche es. Es ist einfach süß. Es ist so ein süßes Jersey. Boah, ich glaube nicht tatsächlich, was ein bisschen schade ist, weil ich würde gerne meinen Namen drauf haben, aber ich glaube nicht, weil in London konntest du auch nur die Jerseys kaufen und das war schon sehr, sehr busy. Also ich glaube, wenn man das auch vor Ort beflocken lassen kann. Custom ist dann ein bisschen, würde vielleicht ein bisschen lange dauern. Nee, online ist ausverkauft tatsächlich. Vielleicht restocken die das, aber ich glaube nicht. Online ist Pink komplett ausverkauft. Ich hoffe, die haben dann vor Ort welche in Pink. Falls nicht, nicht traurig. Weil ich will sehr gerne das in Pink haben. Super süß. Geil. Geil. Das Artwork ist richtig geil.
Yeah, I bet he remembers days when he looked at players
like
Liam,
back on
2G4L. Those who know, back in the 2020
So that's you and...
Hi, Bierstruktur. Dankeschön für 20 Monate. Vielen lieben Dank. Hat jemand noch Prime übrig? Aufzeichen Prime. Für die Daily Subs.
Stint on Fnatic, 2 games, 1 Masters event, but that was his only time at the Tier 1. Now he's back, played on teams like Vitality. For Hyber, this is the worst map that he's had so far, worst half at least. See if he can turn it around on the attack side. For Mates, they need someone to turn it around because the ship's going in the wrong direction. They are falling behind.
Mates up. Close to being out for the year. This fight could be the beginning of the end. Azuri's going to kick it off well. Azuri's going to take it all in back.
Oh my God, wait. Was passiert da? Oh mein Gott. Nice. Geil, die Piste gewonnen. Alter, Suri, das waren so schöne Shots. Oh, ich hab gut Setup, wirklich legit. Oh mein Gott.
On that first map, he was bloody impressive, and you started to think, you know, it was a slower start here. I said it. It's not going to be that way for long.
Breach is a horrible agent to
It's not the place you want to show up like that, but with a ghost in his hand, he's put bodies on the floor. 9-4 on the board, and well, from this point, any hope for mates making the bounce back probably relies on a round 2 upset.
Nein, Noah, tu keine Sorge. Ich habe, glaube ich, schon dreimal eine Sonnenfinsternis gesehen. Einmal, als ich ganz klein war, dann als ich studiert habe. Und jetzt. Alles gut, ich danke dir. Passt auf euch auf, Chat. Also schaut jetzt bitte nicht in die Sonne einfach so rein. Wirklich, ich mein's ernst. Bitte passt auf euch auf. Bidi, 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 bidi.
Martin, low on HP. It's still not a whole lot of danger in this round.
Nein,
Weaponry across the board.
bitte
SMGs
nicht.
picked up. Heavy shields on every single defensive player. And a deep position on C.
Ich werde, by the way, am Freitag und Sonntag Early Streams machen. Falls es zeitlich dann für mich besser passt. Dementsprechend schön early dabei sein.
So this is now just going to be going through together. They sort of do. Guessing just wanting to maybe hold on to some of the ground, wary of a flank, but the flank is coming. It's just coming a little bit later.
Ja, danach sind Sternschnuppen. Das ist voll toll heute, der Tag. Richtig cool. Also da haben wir definitiv nicht verpassen. Also legit.
Oh god, we'll get, come on. You'll get it eventually. It's a little to the right of that. There's the flash. Somehow they knew they were there. It was all a bait. It was all a bait. All the strategy, obviously not, but it's worked out. The rifle out of the hands of the attackers. And all chances fall alongside it. Double digits now.
Double digits! Leute.
They may be bowing out without a map.
Yeah, this would be a massive surprise.
Oh Mann.
But for Eintracht Frankfurt,
das war verrückt.
Already said it. When they went through the play-in.
Ja, warum spielt keiner mehr Killjoy on Haven?
They needed a ridiculous streak of wins just to make it to this stage. Now they look to take their first victory within it and eliminate a team that already made a Masters this year. It's a statement game and a statement player.
Ja, wegen der Range. Die müssen das mal waffen. Hallo Emilia, wie geht's dir?
It's Martin now gone, that deadly double duelist. Oh, it's not deadly, it's just dead.
Yeah, Jamelinho seems to use the Guardian like it's the most aggressive weapon in the planet, like it's an SMG, but at range he runs it down every time he's got it. It was the best weapon they had to work with. And they throw it down in fight after fight. I'm not sure why he's so confident with it, but I suppose when I think back to some of the rounds we've seen from him, maybe it does make sense.
Die ist langweilig und du hast Bauchschmerzen. Gute Besserung. Willkommen zur Watchparty. Wann spielt Vitality? Vitality spielt erst zu den Playoffs. Das sind gerade Play-ins. Also nächste Woche spielt Vitality.
That's all he really wants. A singular kill. Brox is actually going to go down for he was so certain that Fizzy was in heaven. And he was certainly wrong in the end. For Fizzy, victory no longer possible.
Ein bisschen teuer hier.
He's going to try and get them with one of the rifles at the end. And not quite. They will just about live to tell the tale. It's not as clean as mates would have liked, especially up against that many SMGs. And now there's going to be a repurchase. Odin in for the defense. Rolling Thunder online for Azuri, so retakes going to be much easier. Well, they should be. This sets them up wonderfully to get to 11.
I think you can see why Hyber's here. Like the vibes he's bringing, even here, a round that most people will be frustrated with. You've lost a lot of weapons. It was more labored, and you know it's a big comeback needed. You need the map and the next. You want every round to be confident. And yet he's celebrating like they've just won the map every time. He's trying to lift these boys up. You heard it in the interview. And that's going to be a big factor when they're down.
Schade.
Clearly not out.
Das haben die gut gespielt, zusammen geswungen.
Playing aggressive on A. It's becoming a bit too readable. Mates know that this guy, he just wants blood. And it will be spilled, whether theirs or his, within the first couple seconds.
Oh. When you have players like Azuri putting up multi-frags, you can get away with stuff like that, but we've said it before, we'll say it again. Like, mates have been slow to start. It still feels like a different story, but this 1-2 punch is doing well.
Azuri!
Looking to do it again. Unfortunately, underwhelming in the fact that this time he only gets 2.
Schade.
Leaves it all down to Fizzy. Hoping to try and catch them with the element of surprise, but this was a cleaner round from the side of Mates.
Ja, Mates hat das echt sehr gut gespielt.
But this has to be the start of an impressive
Tatsächlich.
streak.
Oh, there is no room for error at this point. 4 rounds in a row just to tie it up. Any little mistake, and Eintracht Frankfurt could easily push up to at least having that OT, to making that road even longer. For now, that Phoenix on attack is looking good. Martin's had a couple of good rounds. They've shut down Jamalinho in those early fights again and again. But this time, Jamalinho goes a different direction. It is pistols for the defensive side. But no further A aggression, instead the Vice setup towards that side of the map. I mean, it's where Mates have found the success. But I mean, the question I would ask is, are they still going to go A if they're not spoon-fed early picks? Like, I think the reason they've accelerated so quickly is because there's a catalyst to that reaction. This time there isn't, so they won't just blindly run into the Vice setup.
Yeah, they're going to wait, see nothing, leave Hyber as more of a lurk, which he's been having a bit of a struggle in the game so far, so Eintracht Frankfurt, maybe if you can find the fight versus him, you might get yourself a gun for it. Even still, though, they're clearly trying to bait out some of that utility. Maybe wary that the Rolling Thunder will
ich guck mir das eine Game hier.
Kind of point proven.
All right.
It's not going well for Hyber, and that's a kill.
Aber dann kann ich das sofort auf YouTube
might be a
hochladen.
little bit more difficult. They're definitely still cautious that there could be more players, but they're walking in for those fights. Good work from the other 2 players, but Fizzy has found another. They're keeping this relatively even until they lose Jamalinho. And now with a post plant, the flank somewhat being held. It's going to be difficult to win this from here.
Yeah, they're aware of Fizzy, even as he picks up this rifle. You can see it being watched, but Mini won't land the shot. Now there's pressure on both sides. Rolling Thunder put through. It's huge. What a time to use this ultimate. They're stuck down below, but Azuri's gone down. All pressure on Fizzy. The rifle that he recovered and the spam from Starzo. Enough. They will just about push up to 7. But for Mates, that was not the comfortable victory that you would have thought it would be, looking at the investment from Eintracht Frankfurt.
It was so close to being perfect. Like the Rolling Thunder, and then he pops a flash into their face, but Fizzy's just too far away. If he can swing from the left-hand side of the box, they win that round. I don't think they can, because even if, like, we talk about cosmetic stuns and the Rolling Thunder not being that great, one of the players at least was blind at the same time.
Yeah, he was smoking long.
It was a free kill if Fizzy was close enough, but he wasn't.
They just didn't have that read on both players being there. If they knew, it's a different game altogether. That spam's huge. Starzo is doing great work. You do not see this often. It makes it uncomfortable to post on the angle with the op, and Mini contributes to that spam. Having walked up, sprays the smoke, takes Musashi. That's a wonderful start to the round. I love the idea from Mates.
Yeah, well, you've seen so much aggression on this side of the map that it's no wonder that you're trying to take down the early man, and it wasn't, I don't think, the man that they were expecting. Musashi gone.
Taking that back.
The gamble now from Eintracht Frankfurt is to head to that A side of the map, stack it up, have the Vice utility as information elsewhere, along with the Vice himself in the form of Monster. But he really does have to do an incredible job here, and with the Hunter's Fury, they make sure that there really is nothing to be found in that B site hold.
Yeah, Monster's just found every piece of utility, every tool on the belt, pulled out and thrown directly at him. No way to survive that B site. Execute and for mates,
Timeout oder nicht? Wir haben noch 2, oder?
To come their way. Eintracht Frankfurt decide to play the save. 3 rifles carried through the credits.
Ja, jetzt saven, sehr
stretched to
gut.
their limits.
Noch
The
3.
attack side, what was looking like a very unlikely comeback.
Yay.
Well, that same old story coming back to fruition. I don't know what it is about mates. And having a theme, it feels like each year they come in.
Es wird richtig knapp hier, sag ehrlich.
Hey, it's better than the last one.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot better than the last
It's better than the one where you go massively into the lead and then lose every game. Like that's a horrible mold to have. A problem though, yeah, like this one is tougher. Mental resilience needed.
Timeout.
I said it before, their attack side of this map, when they played against Vitality and Foot, was enough to, at a minimum, get them to overtime. In one case winning it, in one case losing it. But normally we see, at least the last couple of games, a decent defense from Eintracht Frankfurt. And again, you've seen this already. The game starts to slip away from them. They've taken a pause early enough to talk through with the coaching staff, have their input. I've liked as well that seeing Kundi. He's clearly a very visual learner because he always points at the map and at the screen that no one else can see. Like,
let's go! Frankfurt, wo ist die Stimmung, Chat?
Oh, sorry.
Die Stimmung!
I felt like I would learn in a very
Dankeschön, Jer. Du auch.
I think I would learn well from
Du
Kundi.
auch.
If I was in the room, I think listening might be
Müssen
a
noch
bit tougher.
mehr grinden.
It's contributing more to my point.
Müssen noch mehr grinden, Mann.
On the cast. Let him at the
Ich muss Diamond 3 werden, bevor Reset ist.
We've got a place for you, brother. Come on. Come on in. Nice chap as well.
Oder Ascendant hitten bis bevor Reset ist.
Oh,
Hello, Wave.
Got some bad news.
Getting a P45.
Oh, well, 2 rounds between mates and their opponents. It did seem like the game was gone. Like mates didn't have a chance, but we knew there was always a chance for the resurgence. We saw it on Split. We've seen it many times from the mates.
Ja, ist auch bald. Ja, ist ein bisschen schwierig, ne?
Hyber's been great. Hyber's brought into this roster. He's been great in every map. He's been the best part on some maps. And he's been shut down. 3 kills so far here on Haven.
Maybe he really did go into hibernation.
For God's sake. It's time to wake back up. Fizzy's in a nasty spot. And now he's heard that dash through, but it's Messi! And it's Mini to take the kill.
Ja,
but
Hyber 3 gegen 2. 3 gegen 2.
Slip himself into the A site.
3 gegen 2. Mini. Nice! Sehr geil. Mini hat 30 HP, Spike ist in Garage, Bro. Geil.
They've got credits for the next. There's no fear there. But Eintracht Frankfurt with one crucial round. Unless Mini can put a stop to it here.
There has to be an ace clutch with 30 HP. No control over the spike. And the only knowledge he has was that there was a player in garage. It really is kind of just what he's doing might be the smartest play.
Kein Reset, aber wäre cool, wenn ich Ascendant
to try and figure it out. For Azuri, his reposition makes it incredibly difficult, but the walk up, it's not going to be checked.
Och nee, och
On the
nee.
Eintracht Frankfurt side, the dashing is a ruse, and it hits the shot as well. That is an unfathomable clutch from the side of Mini. There is absolutely no chance in hell that he should have been able to win that round.
That's an at the buzzer play. This was the end. 11 rounds for Eintracht Frankfurt.
He had 30 HP from the beginning, by the way. The first fight he took got him down to 30.
Rifle saved, everything would be theirs. Everything would be theirs, and frankly, he can't believe that he's just won that. Kundi looks like he's seen God, and perhaps he has a godlike performance.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Oh.
He's just got to start saying that every time someone clutches on his team. He just takes the gold star off Martin and sticks it on Mini's chest. You get that back when you get an ace on 30 HP.
Oh, this is a stack up from the defense. All eggs in one basket, barring Monster, pardon me.
Das geht nicht.
Musashi. Got himself a few buddies by his side. And an ult pop by Jamalino. This is dangerous with a stun in play. Good flash back, but Martin won't get out. Now, it's a little bit awkward with Stars caught in the crossfire.
Okay, stopp mal.
Jamalino's done damage, but the fight's still favored for now.
Okay. Oh my god.
I'm getting sick of seeing it. And a moment
Das ist krass.
delivered
Das ist verrückt.
third 3K of the map. And 11-9 for Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah, it's insane stuff from Mini, but you have to feel like Mates got sucked into the exact fight that Eintracht Frankfurt wanted them to take. They did not need to re-swing this. They know there are multiple players posted on this angle.
Zwei Runden noch, Chat. 2 Runden. Seht ihr das? 1-2, noch 2 Runden, ja? Noch 2 Runden.
But that was honestly a moment where you sit there and go, I just don't feel like it was necessary. And Fizzy, well, he had to deliver some crispy shots to get them over the line. But for Mates, that might be the moment, just like in the last, where their streak ends, they ignite the fires of Eintracht Frankfurt, and they are still 2 rounds behind.
Mini injecting that momentum with the ace for it to be stolen away again towards that final hurdle.
And support.
The slow start coming back to bite them. Fizzy's avoided the flash and avoided the dash. Good work by him. He slipped back just in time. He was about to be caught in the jaws of the gentle mates as Mini
6,000 likes auf TikTok Chat.
All the way into the spawn. They know he's here at this point. There is no element of surprise anymore. And the play towards the A site, Red with the ult down, time being bought, you would think, but Mini strikes again. They know that he's here, but they can't do anything about it. In goes the Zerino. And alongside Fizzy, they've reclaimed their back lines before Mates even make it to the site.
3 gegen 3.
Turned into a round of deathmatch. And look at the HP, but it may not matter. The clutch moments might just be about to save them against others fighting all alone. It's Fizzy once more. Another Rimble clutch.
One more, guys. One more.
Growing collection.
One more,
guys. He spoke
guys.
about it near the beginning of the map that maybe this is the life game, and I'm starting to believe he has taken over the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I thought he called it early. Round 5, saying, oh, it's my life
Noch
game.
eine Runde.
2 3Ks and a backstab.
What is this?
But then this. A 4-piece to put them on 12, and again a mistake from Mates. Fights they can take together on low HP, but they let Fizzy have it 1 by 1, and he hits every note. The timing couldn't be better, at least for him. And now, with 3 chances to
20 Minuten Sonnenfinsternis. Yes, passt auf euch auf, Chat. Schaut nur die Sonne mit einer Sonnenbrille. Sonnenfinsternisbrille. Sonnenfinsternisbrille. Bitte schaut nicht einfach so in die Sonne. Dankeschön. Da ist mir die Sonnenbrille kurz raus. Sonnenfinsternisbrille. So. Oder schaut euch einen Stream an von NASA. Warum? Ja, bitte lass deine Augen kaputt gehen. Bitte, Chat. Wenn Frankfurt jetzt gewinnt, spielt Frankfurt morgen nochmal. Nee, nicht morgen, am 14. Dann ist das Lower Bracket. Wenn Frankfurt gewinnt, dann sind die noch eine Runde weiter. Sind die im Lower Round 2. Ja, genau, Jojo. Ich hoffe, das weiß jeder. Okay. Okay, stopp mal. Chat. Postchamp.
A lot of damage taken and an attempt to fight forward, but obviously Martin's kind of left it, so he has to go alone. Still 17 kills to his name, but they need so much more. And they are losing members by the second. The end to make maybe the start.
3 gegen 2, 3 gegen 2. Oh, was ein Timing! Oh mein Gott!
Who just joined them needs to save them, but they are defusing on the other side. The run through is surely a death sentence.
Ja,
let's go! Of the year for Mates.
Alter, 2-0 gegen Gentlemates.
In VCT for Eintracht
Geil, 2-0 gegen Gentlemates.
But they always say
Stark.
that first win is is the hardest.
Sehr schön, sehr schön.
Really challenging the idea that there are tier 2 teams in this tournament.
GG's.
Eintracht Frankfurt, they came in. Many would have doubted them.
Sehr stark.
Against a squad like Mates with that recent
Sehr
change,
stark.
we didn't know what to expect. But Hyber has filled those shoes well on many maps. But here
Dankeschön
on
für
the
den
final,
Raid.
Mates fell short.
W's.
And a 2-0, it's got a sting to go out like that. The end of a year that, well, started with some promise.
Oh yeah, for sure. It had its moments. There's no doubt about it. They
Let's
made it to the
go!
international stage.
Ey, Dankeschön für den Follow.
Even saw them over at
Dankeschön für
EWC
den
not long
Raid.
ago,
Was geht
and
ab?
even did some damage while they were there.
Sehr
But the fact
geil.
is, as you said it, I think we need to abolish the idea of tiers. In fact, next year we will. This open circuit is getting me more and more excited by the moments because teams like this could come in and eliminate a team that made a Masters earlier in the year.
Thank
and
you.
Now it is anyone's game. This lower bracket is already proving
Sehr geil.
that it doesn't matter who you are, the backing you have,
Sehr,
the
sehr
experience under your belt. Sometimes someone could come in, punch you in the throat, and send you home.
Oh, it's been an incredible game
Sehr
by
stark.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Holy
We
shit.
will get to see more
Sehr, sehr
of
gut.
this squad, not just
So,
in the future
dann spielen die jetzt am
or
14.
games,
August
but
weiter.
also in the post-match interview
Ja.
with Gemelino.
Congratulations on your first win here in Berlin. What are your initial feelings and thoughts after that series?
Really happy because Gentlemate is a good team, obviously. So yeah, I'm really proud of the team, and I think we're gonna keep doing, and I think everything gonna be fine, and we're gonna go to Barcelona. I hope so.
Oh, okay, nice to hear. Does it
Das
almost
wär
feel
so
hurtful
cool.
to eliminate them since you're a French player yourself?
Yeah, I mean it's part of the game, obviously, but I mean it's fine for me.
Okay, and of course you're mentioning Barcelona. There's quite a long way away to get there. Of course, each match is an elimination match. But I want to ask you, Gemelino, why do you think that there's so many amazing young emerging talents such as yourself?
I think because a lot of talent like Cozy or Kachao, I think playing the game for like maybe 3 years, and they're playing CSGO, like some game. And yeah, I think like the young like generation is really like normal, I would say, because now video games is really like popular, you know?
Yeah. You guys have been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go because your teammates are waiting on the other side at the desk.
Nice. Geil.
And SGE, they find their first victory here in the play-in. I'm Kakuka,
So,
joined on the desk by Kara and a couple
round
very
one.
important guests.
Zack,
with
gewonnen. 2-0 gegen Gentlemate.
W's. First feelings
Sehr, sehr
after
geil.
the win.
I mean, I'll start. I mean, it feels great to beat ex-teammates,
Genau, das nächste Game ist dann einfach gegen Team Heretics oder Navi. Mal schauen, wer heute gewinnen wird.
I like Patricio, and I like wish him the best. But also many like my Czech friend and other people.
Are you wearing that?
Yeah.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wait, sorry, I did not notice. Is this the one I made you?
Yeah.
What year was that?
2021, I think, when I joined Ascendant.
I did not. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. That is. I seriously did not notice.
Should I
But yeah,
show it
it was you guys went on bootcamp, and I remember I made you a bracelet. I did not expect
Sis.
that. Sorry,
cute.
but you were saying beating Mates. What do you think of their form today?
I mean, I can start. I thought it's gonna be a harder game. I'm just gonna say it like this. I think we had a good veto starting off, definitely, like with the split, Haven, and Sunset. And going into the split, we were full confident because we knew they actually were losing the split a lot. So we were like, okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
We knew that like we're gonna win that map. And Heaven was basically one of their like best maps right now.
Hat Frankfurt gewonnen? Yes.
On the checkup we did, on the analysis. But our Haven is also one of our best maps. So only by the veto we were only confident that like we're gonna win today.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
I mean, Freddy, you had an absolute amazing series, mate. The clutches that you had, I think we've got one we can have a look at in a second. But I've got to ask you, mate, how does it feel to finally get your chance in Tier 1? You know, we saw you all the way back. Was it 2023? Yep. You've been grinding your way here. Mouse, we thought you were going to get that chance. How does it feel to finally be here and perform like that?
I mean, for me, it feels amazing. I was many chances of like joining a Tier 1 team in the past. Some I deserved, some I didn't because I played bad, you know. But I mean, to come on stage and finally do a good performance individually, for me, it's just amazing.
And beat Kunde as well?
I did tell him that like 5 days ago, before EP beats them, you know?
Yeah.
So.
That's absolutely brilliant. We do. I don't know if we showed the clutches. So I remember both pistols, like right at the beginning of both of the maps.
Die Trophäe für Barcelona sieht so geil aus.
It's good to see this performance. It's definitely different from what we saw last week. I believe that your first map, were you guys nervous? Like, what did you take away? What is? Oh, see, you can see it in case you want to see how it looked on broadcast and how we were all. I felt that you would hear me because I was like, let's go, Brazil!
I mean, I would say, like, I think first day, like the first map, I think was Lotus against GX. I mean, I think we're just getting used to the stage, you know? Like,
ja,
it was rough,
also man, natürlich, man ist immer ein bisschen nervös am Anfang.
And that tends to, like, really bring us down. But, I mean, after that, I think against GX, the second map and third were much better. I feel like we should have closed Summit. I think we choked a bit, but other than that, I mean, this feels great to be here.
Goated Watch Party, ich danke euch!
What do you think about today? I will say, difference number one, when you won the first pistol round, you all stood up and you all were starting celebrating.
Nice, and I feel auf jeden Fall vielen lieben Dank für die Watch Party, Leute.
Yeah, like
vielen lieben
Dank. Like, we need that warm-up
Frankfurt spielt jetzt am 14. August weiter.
EP.
Oh. Yo, they were here the other day saying, "Yo, SGE in practice, they're insane." Like they were giving you flowers.
I think we decided again.
Yeah, that was for you, Patetek.
No, but like, we definitely need that warm-up screen because then our energy is full different.
Euch rüber
so we acknowledge that for the next game to do it, which we did. And also all this like standing up and screaming after the first like pistol round or the first round win is like a hype for us. Like it actually brings us to the game with the momentum and everything. So
ich bin am Morgen wieder live.
So I think you will see this more.
Sehr cool.
But